Hello everyone, welcome to the Lightbringers podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the new update, The Only Way. And that is going to be the only way. I'm going to be interrupted. I'm bringing up your mics just in case, just for fun.
Bring up. That's
They need to hear
this.
Oh my goodness.
What else are you gonna bring up, Jebro?
Oh, Jesus.
What are we bringing up today, Chad?
We're bringing up joy, thievery, and
Murder.
mollywops. Oh.
What are we stealing?
What are we stealing?
We're stealing joy and handing out some vicious mollywoppings.
Definitely.
As long as there's a side of sandwiches, I'm fine.
A side of
Are you
sandwiches.
sure you're lying?
Guilty
and grimace. Oh my god. Okay, I will watch that later. Thank you.
I don't know what that is. I wanted to find if someone has had Grimace and Gritty fight each other in some way on the internet, and apparently there is that.
These are your
never seen
first
You have
words of the
inadvertently sent me
podcast.
furry
Wow.
porn.
Yes!
I'm very annoyed with you, okay? I'm just saying.
Everybody knows the first 10 minutes of the podcast has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's a little catch up. It's a little bit of what type of brain rot are we feeding ourselves today?
That's right. And it is apparently Rule 34 about Gritty and Grimace.
Welcome to the Lightbringers podcast. It's the first one of the Only Way expansion update of the Visions of Eternity.
Rule 34.
Patch. Wow, Fornax is literally. Don't do it.
Ah,
Don't
okay.
do it.
Every day is a school day.
It is
Clear
apparently.
history.
Oh God. And we are talking about the only way. The only way. The only way. New map, new story, new rewards, new Astral Vault, new lots of stuff.
And a new crew. I got a BBL. I'm just kidding. Oh,
What is happening?
thank you, Boots. Thank you for your cooperation on this dark time.
No problem. I'm helping.
Fornax, tell us what you do when you do it.
Yes.
How are you
Shit.
doing?
Hi. Yes. I am here, and I am Fornax. I am the Herald. I have actually been making content. It's like, holy shit balls. It was 6 months of nothing, and now I've made some content. So please do check out my videos over on YouTube on Fornax the Herald. I'm on Blue Sky as Fornax the Herald. I'm on like Instagram as Fornax the Herald, and I'm actually here as the Crichton Herald still. And I've made some content. I made a predictions video about what the story was going to be. Completely wrong, but fun. And then I did. It's really quite bad. But I am working with collaborating with Timmy Pride this year, and I'm going to be covering all the EU Fashion Wars competitions. Please check out the Asura one on the channel. All the money that I make from that is going to be going to the Rainbow Railroad, which helps vulnerable LGBTQ people get the fuck out of terrible places where they are not
Yes.
safe. So that's what I'm doing. So please go show that video some love, share it as if you like it, and we can make some money, and that'd be
Yeah,
fantastic.
the most surprising thing about that is though that any of us are making money on YouTube videos.
That's the scary part. Yeah. That's where we gotta really be like,
Fornax
well,
can. Fornax is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fornax
boy.
deal, right?
shoot it to the Reddit, shoot it to maybe not Gilbert's Choose Reddit, but other Reddits, spread the word.
The
Well, they don't like
word.
me on the Guild Wars 2 Reddit, but yeah, just spam the fuck out of it with my stuff. That would be peak. Thank you.
Most
And
creators, yeah.
yeah.
Lovely,
But
lovely.
yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Excellent.
end.
Excellent. Boots, good to see you again. We haven't seen you for a while. Tell us what you do, where you do it. You got some new adventure videos out right now.
Yeah, because there's new adventures in the new new update to the expansion. Yeah, I got 2 new adventure videos up because there are 2 new adventures. So go ahead and watch those, and we'll talk about them in depth in this episode of the Lightbringers. Old Adventures YouTube is the channel if you want to go look at them. Anyway, that's it. That's my life.
Lovely, lovely. Someone said in chat, I made an account for NA for a Sura fashion show. Jebra roasted the shit on my look. Wait, which one were you?
Gag.
There were two ones
Think of
which
the
were
one
just
that you
for
hated
fun.
the most.
No,
Just assume
two
it's that
people
one.
did like made just for fun, and like one person was the basic kind of thief that you create at the
You just
beginning with
start
the helm. Yeah,
Love that.
Yeah,
Love
that was
that.
that one. It was disguised European, and it was like it was literally
We have an
that.
infiltration.
It was so funny though. It was good. It was good. The entrance was good. We all because people did this thing where they took off an outfit and then they came up with like they had their real look. It was wild. Like the entrances.
Oh, they had
and
reveals?
Stuff. Yeah. They had like cool reveals and stuff. Yeah, it was wicked. So like some people did that and some people had a story. Some people came to Discord and like told us their story of the character and stuff. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was wild. But yes, I did that as well. The same thing as Phonex did, but on the NA. Kroof, tell us what you do, where you do it, how you doing. Good to see you.
Hi everyone, it's so nice to be here. My name is Curve. I've been doing a lot of Guild Wars 2 content on Twitch and also Guild Wars 1, especially with Guild Wars Reforged. But yes, you can find me here on Twitch playing RPGs, MMOs. I've also been over on my YouTube making some shorts and other videos. And actually next week, the 22nd, I will be hosting, or not hosting, but judging as a guest judge, the Tyrion Pride Fashion Contest. It'll be the category for the Char. So if any of you want to see some Char fashion and my scathing hot critical takes, come on by. Love to see you.
Nice, awesome. Yeah,
I
that's
realize
out
right
for the
now I'm the
furries.
only one not involved in a fashion contest.
yeah.
I
They
feel bad.
told me they asked
know-
everyone from the Lightbringers. I was like, did you ask Boots? Like,
You did
Well,
not ask
yeah,
Bruce.
so-
Wait a second.
They saw your character's fashion and said, we're gonna set this one out.
yeah, literally.
They said,
It's too straight.
Boots isn't here enough.
It's like milk
Give
toast.
us your money. Give us your money. We will forgive you. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll give you my money.
Exactly.
I'll give you
only
my
way.
money instead.
It's
The only way.
Yeah.
But that was not even
Oh
planned.
my
Wow.
god. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, don't forget to check out as well also the Lightbringers podcast on twitch.tv/JabroUnity on every other week or so, depending whether or not we've got stuff to talk about. We've been playing Guild Wars 1 a bit here and there, where we played the new dungeon in pre-searing, which is up, which was challenging and interesting and fun. Where pets carried us and AI
Yes.
worked in our favor for once. Old school AI, I guess, in terms of just pets tanking stuff and killing things whilst we're dead, and all Kroof's healing it, which is wild and fun.
With my one heal every 30 seconds because energy management.
That was so fun. Otherwise, you can check out the podcast on youtube.com/JabroUnity as well, and you can check us out there. Also on your favorite sound places, and you can subscribe and give us your feedback /5 out of 5 stars review.
Nothing below a 5 out of 5. If I see a 5 out of 5, I'm coming to talk to you. Okay? I'm gonna show up to your house, to your place of work.
Exactly. Today we're going to talk about we're not going to like go heavy into story, but it's going to be featured. So if you have not done the story yet for the Only Way of Guild Wars 2 latest patch, just be aware that there will be potential spoilers. There is a warning in the title as well. So if you're here and you're like, oh god, you spoiled things, well, which kind of told you a lot.
I have a question
Yeah.
for you. I noticed in the title you've got an exclamation mark spoilers.
Yes.
Is that
command.
if you put it into chat, does that explain what spoilers are?
Yeah. Is that a command?
Oh, I think it's a command. I can't remember
It's
what
a
it
command
does
that
though.
explains what spoilers are.
No. It says don't
No.
spoil things.
Oh,
Oh,
disappointing.
okay.
Oh, it may not be active actually.
Okay.
Apparently it's not, and it's 3 people just do it immediately.
Good. 'Cause I'm gonna spoil it all. We drop a nuke on Castora.
It makes
Bam.
it's mostly for interaction, because like it just 3 people just tried to use the command and it didn't work. So that's
Fair
what you
enough.
do to gain any kind of traction. The reason why I'm furiously hitting my keyboard right now is because the meta started in the new
Oh, you're
map,
playing the
and
meta
I'm
too?
like,
Look,
Oh,
look,
so
don't
where
let the
are
podcast
you?
interrupt your
I know.
gaming, dude. We
I
can
wanted
wait
background
if you
footage
need.
so that, like, you know, people could see what we're talking about. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, maybe we can just start with the meta, I guess.
Jebro, accept my party invite. I need to see if we're in the same map.
Okay.
Also, Jebro, we can't see your screen if that.
I know. You're going to be seeing my screen in a sec. There you go.
We're not in the same map. Damn.
We're not. Well, ours is definitely not going to fail.
that too.
But at the moment, yeah, sorry about that, everyone. This is where the map is. Southwest of Starlit Weald. Wow. Yeah, you cannot look away from your screen for like a second in this meta because it's just so like... It's so dangerous.
When you're fighting the constructs, they will do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you fall, even if you fall into the area off the thing, you pretty much die, and you've got to do this mini game where you get like caught by some AOE or something, which I really actually enjoy. The meta is dangerous. The meta is dangerous. I think this is the first time.
Should we talk about the meta?
We're going to talk about the meta first because I'm doing it apparently.
Okay, we're going to talk about the meta first, open world stuff.
Let's flipping go for it. I'm in the first stage as well, I think, so that's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
Where is the meta? Just for those who may have just gone onto the map
meta
now.
is in the north. It is north of the Forge. It's northwest of the Forge.
One cool thing about this update and the meta is that there are portals in the base camp, and then you just follow the portals, which take you to the Forge in the center, and then there's one a little bit north of the Forge. So yeah, the meta event for this update really has done a great job at making it streamlined in terms of catching up or traversing, or if you die, you waypoint back and you just take the portals.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's lots of seer taxis. It's good.
The seers were very kind. They're like, well, we are going to try to kill everything, but we will at least give you portals for a second chance if you really want to.
So true.
Thanks, Asgarin.
We got to try now.
I've heard good things about the meta this time around. I've heard people are overall enjoying it. Is it better than the previous meta with the big tentacly guy?
Tentacle
I'm
guy.
trying to remember. Wait, I thought it was just the
that
map.
was from the last expansion.
Yeah. That's
Are you thinking of
different.
Norris?
No, yeah, that's from the last expansion.
Oh,
the
it might be.
meta in the
Anyway.
last map, I think they described as something that was more of just like it wasn't intended to be like this big, crazy, wild event because it was just involving the pirates, right?
No, the last map was Gwillian,
That was the
the
first.
Seneschal of the Forest.
Oh
actually,
shoot! Yeah, that's the first. I'm talking about the first map.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
the second map. The previous
Got
map
it.
is William.
Yes.
And then the one before that's the pirates. The pirates was actually maybe a little bit more interesting than William.
My opinion about
Because-
the meta events for this expansion is I really liked the first one because it was much more quick and it felt more of like a world boss. Gwillian's I do like, but I think it dragged on a little bit with some of their phase changes. So going into this map, I was actually very excited to see how they were going to change it up for the last two maps. And I gotta say, I'm really, really enjoying this particular meta for the sake of its pacing and how dynamic it feels.
Does it feel more dangerous?
Yeah.
Because the last two metas did not feel dangerous.
I have died at least 4 times since we started.
This one at least feels more dangerous. I don't think it's like Suwon level or like launch Heart of Thorns level, but it certainly throws more stuff at you.
I think I die more in this than Suwon, to be fair. Although I think, I'm
that's a
playing
you
more
thing though,
DPS.
Jebro.
No. I am, to be fair, I am playing a very damage-oriented role in this rather than Scrapper, so that's potentially true. What did you said something about that, Fornax? You said, what do you think? Ow!
I mean, so look, I think that game playing in Guild Wars 2 more generally and in the more difficult events is very, very heavily movement based. So I think if you like that kind of gameplay, then your quid's in. I think if you prefer less running around with your ass on fire, it's less ideal, shall we say? And I would. and I'm glad that they're introducing different mechanics. The like, you know, the little like puzzle like tap keys, which is good, which
Yeah.
is also quite difficult when you're running around with your ass on fire.
true.
So that's a good thing. But we're still quite break bar heavy, and it would be nice to kind of see a bit of innovation. But yeah, I mean, it's visually stunning. It's visually appealing. It's easy to get to. That you're not having to like trips halfway across the map and everything's 2/3 done by the time you get there, which is a problem with others. So I think that it's the implementation of them is getting incrementally better.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It
I think
is
that-
a lot of running around. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
I kind of like that for the sake of the last true like meta event with Gwillian, where it felt very stationary on one platform. This definitely adds a layer of forward momentum throughout the map as the meta event chains to the other events. So in terms of just differentiating itself from the previous map, I personally really like this. I never feel like I'm super bored or like my eyes are glazing over. So it can come down to what you personally prefer. If you like something a bit more focused in terms of mechanics, or something that kind of is a journey throughout the map at different stages.
Yeah, you're not. You can't glaze over your eyes because there's so much that goes on. There's like this, for example, where it flies you from platform to platform and puts you back into your mount, or puts you into, I don't know, like oh, it's done. I think that this part of the meta, I'm like, oh wait, did we fail, or is it done?
It's done. It's done.
Yeah,
It's
I think
done.
there's a little bit of like a
Climactic.
that is the yes, it does feel like that. Like, yes, I did it yesterday as well for the first time, and it was like, oh, it's over. There's no like big person, or like we've just got to destroy this last chain or whatever it is, and then it kind of ends. And maybe I missed the audio or something. I don't know, but like there's something that happens where I'm like, is there going to be another bit to this?
Well, there's a final release, I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
I
don't
just
think
wonder
it'll
if
have much to do with this though, but
yeah, I
it
don't know.
wouldn't.
I don't
in
know if
terms
it's
of
gonna
like a more
evolve or-
climactic meta, I'm guessing we're going to have that the next update. But I didn't really give that too much thought, but I think that's a very good piece of feedback. I would agree with Jebro, is that the ending doesn't feel quite as punctuated as other meta events. There is an actual
Fuck me,
animation.
Trigger warning for those bags. Holy shirt balls. Sorry. Good lord.
Oh, the Jebra opened his inventory. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Jebra, do me
Yeah.
a favor while Chris is talking.
I can't
Take your
clean I am.
sky scale. Take your sky scale and go to the top of the statue of the Allseer.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oops, that was my ability.
I was going to mention actually the top of the Allseer. I think it was maybe a missed opportunity for them not to have a cutscene where the camera pans over to the very top, because there is something quite cinematic that happens, which is the statue of these seers
Oh, they're gone.
like coalesce into themselves and then explode outwards, which is a little bit more of like an end bit for the meta, but because you're so locked in combat, you don't really notice it unless you look up. But there is that visual end note. But
So
there's
I didn't
no-
realize that at the end of the So I didn't realize that at the end of this, the statue's kind of gone, because when it's there still, it's kind of interesting. So
yeah.
they made the way they made the model was kind of interesting. They wanted to have the seers to have like more than the usual 6 arms. They wanted to have them like 12 arms on each side, basically, like crazy eldritch kind of statue. So what they did was they stacked 2 seers on top of each other for the statue, 2 models of the seers, but one a little bit lower than the other. So if you actually go to the top of the statue, you could see like the top of the seer's head just below, like tucked away, so you can't see it from below. Anyway, it's kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
How the sausage is made.
Exactly.
I didn't notice that they disappeared, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. They're still here on your map. I think that's a bug.
They're there. Yeah, go to the top. Go look at the tucked away
Yeah.
heads.
I guess when you load into another map, they
wait
will
a
just
second.
persist.
Maybe I
But
just had a bugged map because this statue only has the normal amount of arms.
Oh, on
Maybe
my
I had
map,
like
they
an
weren't even
instance
there.
of 2 statues on top of each other.
you might have done that. That might have been a slight bug.
Interesting. I
But
guess
yeah,
they have
this
like
thing
multiple
actually like turns
instances
into
of these things.
probably
Only kind of
because
looks
I mean
a bit like that, I
it's not
guess.
dependent on the meta map. It's dependent on if you complete it yourself. Because for Jebro, it's actually respawned. But on my end, they're not there. But they have this cool
Oh.
like black hole effect, and then they explode. But there's just no attention to it unless you know what to look for.
Right.
Yeah.
And also don't know
It
whether
kind
or
of
not
really-
that's the thing that's supposed to happen. Is ones, but I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
It doesn't feel very connected to the story. Like,
Yeah.
I've played through the story. It doesn't feel very connected to the story. But also, I think it's a little bit spoilery for the story as well.
It does, because in like one of the final instances, the lady's the historian's just like, well, now that you've dealt with the Allseer, we can go ahead and do this.
Yeah,
You're like, what,
yeah,
what are
that's
you
right.
talking about? What?
Yeah.
What?
I do think this
Yeah.
it does connect to the story, but I think the way they input this was a little off. I think they should have before the final instance, they should have had an optional message similar to what they've done in the past, where it's like optional, complete the zone meta event before going into the instance, so you have context. There have been a couple occasions where like Suwon they did it, and then I think there was another update where they forgot to do that, and then people were very vocal about it, and they went back and added it. So maybe they could go back and add it.
It was Naos. It was the final meta boss in
Oh,
Naos.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
it. People were like, why not have this at least notified so you have context? So I think they're just missing that bit of story context to at least inform players is like, this is the chronology of the story. Do the meta event first if you want.
That's right, they did do that.
I
They
was-
did that they did do that in other maps, in other stories. That's right.
Did they do that in the original time that they had this kind of chronology situation with metas in the Heart of Thorns final boss? I don't think they did,
think
but
so.
because I think they were supposed to be happening concurrently, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a lot harder
We were
to get
below,
into
and the
as well.
players are above, fighting the kind of the representation of it, and we were fighting its mind.
Yeah,
metaphysically.
exactly.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
I was actually not talking about that though. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, no.
So in the story, at the end, spoilers. Isgarin is regaining his capacities, shall we say? And at I believe it's at the end of the meta event. He says he's taking up his vigil. So we defeat all the. So I think that's. I don't know whether that shouldn't be there, or they overlooked it as part of the meta event. But that's kind of foreshadowing that Isgarin is going to be taking over the kind of the guardianship of the island, sidestepping him. I think that was where my head went. Like that's his path forward narratively.
I thought,
see that.
oh yeah, maybe, but he does still have the guardianship of the world with the Wizard Tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he downgrading or is he adding?
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of. I mean, in terms of, it is a little strange because I didn't notice Isgarin's dialogue there, but in terms of chronology, the curse would not technically have been broken at this moment in the meta event, and that would only happen after. So that kind of confuses
he's taking
me.
up his watch. It's now that we've defeated the Ulcer, he's taking up his watch. That was what I got. Because so one of my kind of critiques of Isgarin is the fact that he is the answer to all the questions, isn't he? He is the eternal guardian. He has this wealth of knowledge. He's like if you're in a choose your own adventure book, if you use him, you get home in 2 days and you don't have a grand adventure because he knows everything. He's the shortcut. It's like he's too overpowered, like Aurene. So they have to sidestep and they have to curtail and they have to like cripple him. And we have so much access to him.
Mm-hmm.
That they have to cripple him in some capacity so that he isn't like the cheat code. And I think
But even when he
stranding
wasn't
him
crippled,
here,
he wasn't technically crippled during during the original the Wizard's Tower storyline, was he? And still,
Yeah, he was. He was like he was captured. He was captured and cucked, and
He was possessed
brain
for a
fogged.
little
he was
bit.
Yeah.
possessed, but then afterwards, he was weakened after that. I
He's not in the
suppose?
same state as in now.
No, he
he's
was
just a dick.
possessed, and then he just chose not to help with the Cryptus
Right.
threat because he thought that it was
They were baddies.
not of his concern.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just been a dick. He's
Yeah, essentially. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So either he has to be crippled or just choose not to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
And-
being a dick. I love that being like the overarching story. Like basically, he's a dick.
Yeah.
Basically, he is a dick. Yeah.
I think I mean, there are so many dicks in Guild Wars 2.
So many
dicks.
Like, you
So
know.
many.
You think Asgarans is kind of like a shark where there's two? Anyways,
Are you talking
Sharks
about
have two dicks?
penises?
Sharks have two.
Are we talking about the
I-
same thing?
at least in the Bara
Googling
art
that.
or the furry art that I've seen,
Oh, okay.
which I would have hoped they were anatomically. My understanding of aquatic
You really hope
biology
that? Is that one of your hopes for the day?
is only from
Playing Guild Wars
Warfare
2. I really hope
art.
that matches.
Yeah, I mean, Kroof only looks into furry art just
Yeah.
for learning purposes, really.
Yeah, I need to. I'm curious. I'm a curious cat, so I need to go.
Learn
You
about
know, meow.
animals. I'm sure everything is
but-
anatomy.
To get back to the story just a little bit, I do like that. I will say that the All-Seer, the function of it, I don't think was as big in the main storyline, but there is quite a bit of side story content that goes around the All-Seer in terms of the books that you can find around the
Yes.
map. The sentiment that the seers who they choose to, they will die and then infuse their spirit into this construct known as the All-Seer. And then the All-Seer acts as the chains to the Guardians of Castor, which is Gwillian and Tequila. So there is a little bit of story behind it. It's not necessarily super apparent in the main story. And for the sake that it becomes a big thing in the main story, I think that it would have been nice to just touch on it once or twice in the main campaign, perhaps. But that being said, I do like the story of the All-Seer. You just kind of have to know where to look for it.
When you said tequila, I was going to go, tequila. Da, 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 da.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
Tequila.
sorry.
So the All-Seer is another thing on the island that the seers sacrifice themselves to power?
Yes.
Man, there's a lot of things that they just like, and that's why all the seers are gone, I think. They
Mhm.
just keep sacrificing.
They're like,
themselves.
well, might as well sacrifice with Divinitum Nava, sacrifice with the All-Seer. They're like, we'll just throw ourselves into very dangerous things because why not?
Yeah.
They do seem rather lemmingy. Yeah.
Yes. I want to go to. I know we could probably talk about this in a more detailed story, maybe analysis stream potentially, but talking about how we get into the new map and whatnot. I actually just starting there, I guess, so we can. There's some kind of order to this now because it started off with the
Yeah.
meta. Well, I think I kind of like that we started with that.
Wait,
Getting-
just real quick before we go, does that mean
Sure.
this is like foreshadowing for Isgaren, right? If every
Oh.
seer essentially is sacrificing themselves in the end to do something to
Oh, good point. Good point.
I mean,
Maybe.
Isgaron's storyline could go many different ways now. Now that, spoilers, the curse is broken, and
Yeah.
he talks about gaining some slight perspective through his hardships here. But it could be anyone's guess.
So yeah, very good point, Boots. Okay, so we came into the map via the story, which was an instance where you, and again spoilers, we have to cut down vines to come into the map because you're really getting this idea of, I guess, that you're this exploratory force rather than there's shit tons of people already here, and you're the first ones coming into the zone. I liked that part. I think I was a bit like Okay, we're doing this. This is good. This feels like we're kind of the first people here, and I do like that. Whereas normally I feel like
Yeah.
they tell you that you feel like you're going into this map for the first time, and then then you suddenly find out there's loads of other bases, and it feels a bit weird and disjointed. And
Yeah.
what was the point of doing that?
Yeah.
So I did like the whole cutting down the vibe. They even give you like a machete to do it. And you find out that your machete is stronger than all of your party's damage combined, which is weird. But, I guess it's for effect and immersion, I suppose. But yeah, then you come into the map and you kind of sleep and you talk in the morning and then you finish that instance and then everything's here. And, like, was that a nice way of introducing the new map, do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like it was reminiscent. I mean, a lot of people have mentioned this because of the way the map looks, but it does kind of feel like Heart of Thorns in a slightly more modern setting. Not as like tonally dangerous, but it's that sense of adventure, that sense of like we're pushing forward into uncharted lands. And I think they did a good job at that. Of course, the Inquest were already kind of here. They set up a little bit, but in terms of like our allies and the heroes, it's like we're kind of like, oh, whoa, we have to get our footing here. What's going on? So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was more talking specifically about us than the Inquest have definitely been here for sure. Yeah, it's cool.
I think it's a vast improvement from when we just get helicoptered in.
Yes.
I much better to have like the grounded and they did that getting to the island itself as well. We didn't just sort of cruise in. We didn't pop in on a magical teleport. There was actually a sense of journey, a sense of movement, which is very welcome. Very welcome indeed.
And what's also very welcome for me is the fact that even before I didn't know that you could just walk into the map from the other map before completing the story, because you have to, in the story it shows you, oh, this is where the map portal is over here, and then you go in. But it does mean that all my alts don't have to do the first bit of the story to get to the new map, which is nice.
Yeah.
Always welcome.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Even before like stepping foot into Eternity's Garden, we do have to do some story quests that has to do with the Inquest and wondering why there was a party of Inquest that returned to Starlit Weald. They seem to have forgot something or are looking for something. And the story bits that were set up in there actually there's payoff later on in the chapter. So I thought that was a really nice touch, that there was kind of a through line. It wasn't just like they're Inquest, we track them out. Like, no, they are looking for something, and then we find out what that thing was being used for.
Nice. Okay.
Anyone notice that the new map the layout's a little bit like World versus World Borderlands maps?
Oh, I see that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I see
You mean
that visual,
you mean the main one, the middle one? Oh, what's it called?
No, the Borderlands.
Oh, you think it's the Borderlands? I thought it was the main one.
Well, not the desert Borderlands, but the normal Borderlands.
Oh.
The one with the castle?
I think the one with the castle in the middle, Stone Mist. Is it Stone Mist? I can't remember what it's called. Jesus.
I think it's Stone Mist.
Yeah.
Eternal.
I only know it's Stone Mist Castle.
Yeah, I think
It's
it looks
Eternal
like
Battlegrounds.
I think it looks like the main one. Because the middle castle, I guess. But I see what you mean. Yeah. In any
What
respect,
do you
I
mean
guess.
by that, Boots? Because
I mean, it looks like the Borderlands, not the Eternal Battlegrounds.
like the map layout or like the assets?
Yeah, the map layout.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
going to the wiki.
Yeah, I thought it was like the one with the
Wiki,
castle.
let's go.
Yeah, if it was going to look like one, I think the one with Stone Mist in the middle would make sense because there's a
For
central.
you guys.
There's a central.
Just say, yeah, Boots.
Boots, you really ate that with that. You called back to that and you uncovered that true tea, mama. You ate it, serving it up
Thank you.
hot.
Thank you.
Yeah, what they said.
Yeah.
You ate it
Yeah.
like it was a kebab on a drunken Friday night in England when the pub closed. Like
You ate it like me at a
nommed
buffet.
up. You nourished yourself.
Okay, I've got the Borderlands. I've got a Borderlands map up. Hang on, let me just get a map of that.
Fornax, give us your opinion. Like brutal. Like don't
Brutal.
sugarcoat it.
Okay.
Yeah, tell
well,
Boots
just
that he
let
was
me- I've
wrong.
gotta compare and contrast.
Do it. This champion
Joys
is
of
beating
Aphantasia.
Molly whopping my
I
ass.
feel like no one's doing this event. I'm going to use that now.
It is important to note that the Borderlands got a lot of land added to it.
Bloody
after
episode
the-
being a whole Borderlands thing.
Oh, right. But what I mean to say is, there used to be
There's so much
water.
sea here.
a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
water
that's
in the
right.
middle.
That's true. That's true.
Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. They took it out.
Is there?
They took it out.
Sadness.
Yeah. You have to look at the.
I never played
original
World versus World.
Yeah, they took the water out because water combat.
So what I'm hearing now is that you're hedging. You're hedging.
A little bit, but
and
no.
the
Look,
caveat. Okay.
Well, but you know, Boots has been
You're
playing
like
World of World
in the
recently. It doesn't know which one's the
sunset.
new map and which one's World v World. Because you're like, oh, when I'm in the new map, I wish I was in World v World actually.
I mean, so it's rectangular. It's like most of the maps that we have.
It's rectangular.
I mean,
I
I'm
think
trying to.
that's what I was. That's what I was trying to convey. That,
The
that
shape
is-
of the
in that
map.
it's rectangular.
It is.
Okay.
That's
Pretty
amazing.
similar.
I
Yeah.
love that we really got down to the core of this issue.
I mean, I
this
can
is why I
agree with
said
you on
elaborate.
that. I can agree with you on that part.
Oh,
Looking at the Alpine Borderlands, babe. I mean,
I think we should move on.
yeah. Okay.
yeah. How do we feel about the visuals of Eternity's Garden? We've mentioned like the jungle aesthetic, but like there's more to
Laser
that.
in the middle.
There's more to that.
The laser in the middle.
I mean, it's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
the rectangular map shape that I think we should talk about.
I think that's good. The rectangular map shape, I think we can all agree is the right choice. I do no, I like the giant the skybox is glorious.
It is very
Yeah,
Should I tell
very
you?
pretty.
Should I tell you what? When you said Heart of Thorns, Kroof, I thought about this map a lot and thought of Heart of Thorns because there's some similar creatures here as well. Mostly the beetles, actually, because when you
Oh,
first
yeah, yeah.
enter, like in the first map in Heart of Thorns, there's a lot of beetles around, and there's you know there is the
Verdant break.
forest, and there's it feels
Mm-hmm.
the vegetation is real. Like it feels
I would
overgrown.
say, except for the first map, the first like the beach area. For what's the Starwood Weald is the second map. What's the first map called again? The
Oh, Shipwreck Strand.
Shipwreck Strands.
Yeah.
So that one felt very new to me in terms of visuals. Starlit Weald and this one feel like both felt and feel like a combination of Heart of Thorns maps all put together, sort of. Yeah,
I could see that.
because I mean it's hard to do jungle more like differently every single time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, especially when they're in a tropical, because they've never done like a northern rainforest, right? They've never done that kind of moss-filled, fern-filled, kind of really dense vegetation, really wet environment that naturally were like what we had in the UK before we decided to kill all our nature. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Really sad.
Just that.
There's a few left, but yeah. Fucking Victorians, man. Anyway.
Victorians. I think there's so many people responsible
Yeah.
for that
Screw you, Victoria Beckham.
shit. What?
Anyway.
It was the twerking that did it. It just
Yes.
wilted after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoy this map. I think the southern section feels the most like untamed jungle. But they did this really beautiful segmentation of the map where the middle feels so much more open. There's a lot of water. And you get a lot of that Inquest, Asura influence. And then the very north part is like pure Seer lore enjoyment in terms of architecture, in terms of things to find, and additional events that lend themselves to the past Seers. So they were really able to make it quite diverse without making it, monotonous, going through just one block of jungle that was all the same. So I think they did a really good job at making it feel fresh and new.
Have you been able to delve into the Seer lore in the Seer areas?
Yes. Oh my, and that's why I actually really am excited about this story, and I really love this update because while you can't tell everything in the main campaign in the Golden Path, you can help assist like an overall story experience with a bunch of side quests and books to find, and even the environmental storytelling of placing certain assets in certain locations, certain art, certain furniture or whatever. It really just it creates the entire story. So you have to look at everything sometimes in Guild Wars 2 to maybe get a hint as to where we're going next or appreciate what has come before.
Nice.
But read those books. There's a lot of really cool stuff with the mists.
Yeah, that's true.
And there seems to be a lot of attention from the seer part up in the north, where there's a book entirely about Nyos and the Cryptus and Lady Mawson, who was the first Cryptus to really bring art to the culture and creating new pieces of art with the which the Cryptus.
Goldclaw.
Yes. And I mean, I think there might have been, I think Febe was in it. I don't know. There's this mysterious large horned Cryptus alongside Mawson, but it's not named. So there's a lot of like, from someone who loves Nyos and the Cryptus, not necessarily as they were executed in game, but the idea of them and on paper, it made me very excited.
The execution part, which really got you. Jesus Christ, even in the water, I can't escape enemies. Here's a question
I kind
about
of feel
that.
sorry for the writers.
Right? This is going to go into my question. Right? So, do you think so? Part of me is like, there's so much lore and story which most people won't ever see or read or understand. Do you think that a lot of what, I'm not saying that every single book in the game has to have a story quest assigned to it, but do you think there would there would be a little bit more engagement in the story and like connection for a lot more people if there were more like kind of side story quests, achievements that are related to the books, or just even a little bit of dialogue here and there rather than a book? Or do you think that they're missing an opportunity there, or do you think it's the right amount of mix? Like I don't necessarily have an opinion about this myself. I mean, I think that we've talked about how we wish there were more quest icons, and actually, interestingly enough, there is an exclamation point again on top of one of the NPCs in this map, but which I think is
I have lots of thoughts about this because
I mean, it's a new map, it's a new day, there is lessons to be learned, and are they kind of learning them? I guess that's part of it, right? I mean,
give it to us for next.
Take it away, Penny.
I think so. I'm a dyslexic person, right?
Same. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so and I also have ADHD. I'm ADHD. I'm just a ball of neurodivergence. Okay, so my experience is definitely not going to be universal by any stretch. So this is just from that kind of very specific kind of, I would say, accessibility for people who are a bit weird, which is. Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Context.
okay.
Context.
Yeah. So your mileage may vary, but I feel like anytime you're having to find things out in the world, like there were games like that, and you play those games for that. Like what's that one where there's basically no story, but it's really loads of story and it's all environmental, and oh my goodness. My stream wanted me to play it a lot, and I can't remember. It was penned by J.R.R. Martin, but he wrote the grand narrative for it.
The Souls game.
Yeah.
Like Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, yeah.
That's it, Elden Ring. Okay, so that is all environmental storytelling, and you kind of you know what you signed up for, right? But this is a theme park MMO. Right, and if you are not delivering kind of story, smacking people in the face with it like a big fish, then a lot of people will just roll over the map and run and miss everything. And how I would implement it if I were a dev for a day is I would take advantage of the fact that we have a Jade bot that hasn't been really utilized very much, and I would have lots of story and book collections, and I would backdate this, and I would have us go and collect all the books and the stories and have them on the Jade bot, and have the Jade bot in its little robotic voice read it to us so that we could run around the map having the story told to us. If you think about like when we were collecting the gems in Heart of Thorns is it Gloss? The dragon who was slain?
Glint? Or
Glint's brother.
Yeah.
Blast.
Blast.
Blast, thank you.
Yeah.
We collected those, and then we could unlock them, and we could listen to them as we were doing our adventures across the map, and that was really kind of very immersive, and it had a kind of Diablo feel to it, because you can pick up stories and the stories are told to you as you're done, and it kind of grounds you in it, and it gives you kind of an immersive feel, because it's very difficult to have the book open in one half of your screen, trying to stay alive in the other half of your screen as things are trying to kill you, because they don't put these books in a kind of like a secluded location where you can just like sit down, do some RP in game and open the book and read it. You're having to like firefight while you're trying to do this. As an ADHD person, I'm always on a fucking side quest. I can side quest going to the bathroom. I can get lost anywhere doing anything. So
But
this
also,
is not good for me.
Also, you don't like, so I enjoy environmental storytelling as well, and I enjoy trying to find all the little bits of lore in maps, but sometimes you just want to explore the map and experience the combat and experience the story without having to stop and read for 20 minutes every time you want to look at different lore. So yeah, it'd be great to be able to store the things, and then when you have a bit of time and you want to sit down and listen to the lore, you could do that.
Yeah.
It's actually a
that's
game
my
that
only
I'm
critique.
playing at the moment, Grand Blue Fantasy, and in the menu in the options there's this like character's journal, and it acts as a library of all of the different story beats, and and it's narrated as well. And I think that would be a great, if not for it to be narrated, I think the Jadebot being utilized as some sort of archive for all of the texts that we can pick up in the game, that would be phenomenal. It would be a lot of work, I imagine, to catalog it all into one thing, but maybe going forward, just having some type of system where you can reference it back again, or even in the actual achievement tab. Like maybe when you unlock it for like, if you have to collect like 5 books, there'll be icons, and you could click on that icon and read that text whenever. Because I think once you close the book, it's like you can't really pick it back up again and read that. You have to do it like then and there or something.
Yeah, you have to run around with it in your hands until you just drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they could even like integrate it into the housing system, whereby you go and you literally collect the book. You just collect the book, and then you have a library, and then you have it in your library, so you can go in your quiet homestead and like sit on your sofa and read books. That would be, I think a lot of people would quite appreciate that.
I mean, they started to try to do something like that, but they didn't do it properly. Like you could pick up some books and you have them in your inventory. But then they just muck up your inventory, and you eventually delete them.
Yeah,
but
I've got them in my inventory.
Jabro's question, because there are 3 officially marked side quests in this update, which I loved to see. They're very, very cool. But there are the other achievements that I was talking about, where it's like going out and collecting books to read more of the story for the seers and the other adventures that have gone through here. But that is not technically marked. It's not like you go up to like an Astral Ward wizard and they're like, go out and find these books. We've seen that there might be some, pick up whatever you can find. There's nothing like that. So I think, to Jarbo's point, it would have been really nice to have that, because in my opinion, there's actually more side quests in this map than are actually labeled as official side quests. And it would have maybe there would be more visualization of like, there is still a lot more story for you to read up on, especially for those of you who are interested in the story.
Because there is something to be said about how someone isn't necessarily into the story because of how it's delivered, in terms of like feeling connected to it, because it feels so kind of sparse a lot of the time.
Well,
so it's like,
yeah.
In the
Speaking
books
of
and
that,
whatnot, I suppose.
There's a bit of a pain point for me in the new story that it's been happening almost in every story in the last little while.
Do tell.
How do you guys feel about, at the end of story steps, most of the time there's always an optional achievement that you could get that says talk to all your friends and learn about things. Or
yeah. I think I know where you're going with this.
And I enjoy that it's optional.
God.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's not optional at the end, I don't think, is it?
But at the same time, you want to get that achievement.
Yeah.
However, everything, and Again, it feels weird to complain that everything is voice acted, but everything is voice acted, and they take a very long time. And in this kind of situation, it feels like it would be a lot easier to, well, first of all, easier for them to just not have it voice acted and have it written, and you could just read it much quicker.
I'd much rather it be voice acted though.
Yeah, but
I just don't
it
think
just takes a bit. Like it,
I don't think you need
or a
to.
skip button, or a skip button. But in that point, you're kind of doing a disservice to it as well.
Well, they could be doing it during the, like, maybe even during a little bit of action or something sometimes, but like
something.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
like
necessary. But
it
like,
is.
yeah.
It is definitely an issue that I find in the stories in general. Is a lot of standing in circles discussing stuff, and then also doing that thing where you go to one person, two people, three people. Especially in the last one, it was like 3 different dialogue options for each of them that you had to go through, and they each took 5 minutes.
Well, here is the extra question for you then, Boost. Do you think it's filler? Do you think it's filler time-wise for the amount of things what if you think about how much is actually in those story episodes? Is it filler? Because I actually think it is.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say that the very first instance that I recall in this update, it has one of those things where it's like, go talk to your allies to get additional information as to, or like whatever they're thinking. And I went and talked to them, and like Ritlock and Saida and Kanak, and they literally just give me like, we'll see what happens. And it's like, why is that even a thing? Like, it's your opportunity to like have a character reflect on what's happened, or
like we're in this new
hypothesize.
place. What the hell? Like, this is crazy. Well, look at that thing over there. Look at this thing. There's no like, it doesn't get you like. I
like for that, I would have like for Ritlock, I think it was a missed opportunity to not like reference his time in Heart of Thorns, where he's like, it feels like I'm back in Heart of like in the Mugumu jungle when I came out of that mist rift, and now that I'm a more established revenant, I have better control over my powers, and this land is so rife with the mist. Like there could have been more. Like there's a great opportunity to really drive a character forward, and it's just like we'll see what happens. I'm tired. It's like, why is that why is that an achievement? Why is that an achievement?
Like, we know he's a grumpy bastard. You don't need to keep telling us, kind of thing. I mean, I love Ritlock. He's one of my favorites, by the way. It doesn't mean that just because he's grumpy, he sucks. Like, I think he's great. I think he's not grumpy. He's just, I think, weathered.
He's a curmudgeon. He's a curmudgeon. Curmudgeons are lovely. I like curmudgeons. Harrison Ford is amazing. Yeah.
Exactly,
but then on the flip side, you have the other ones which do give you more. Where like the last instance, I think there are a couple characters there that give me some interesting ideas to play with.
You really gotta dredge through some stuff in order to get to the good.
I was really bored.
Times.
It was when I think if you're gonna end something, I have a really big like, I mean, I know we're skipping a little bit, and I'm sorry if this feels like not relevant. Wow, okay, that's wild. That took me there. But like I'm really not massively happy with how the story ended, because there's no climax for me at all.
Really?
I was just like, I was like, but there was, but then it was like, let's sit around and talk for a while. I know, but I was like, I really want where it's like the end of a season or the end of like an episode, and you're just like left with like this
with a cliffhanger.
With a cliffhanger, yeah. I feel like those miss all the time for me. I feel like there's okay.
So let's talk about. There is supposed to be a kind of a cliffhanger in this, I guess.
Yeah.
But I suppose the cliffhanger. So the cliffhanger. Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah. We kind of have to now that you brought it up.
It was my fault. It was my fault.
So the cliffhanger in this is that Vlox ascends, essentially.
That's cool. But that's
like,
not the
more
end.
than ascends, because we've ascended. It's nothing.
Right? Like what?
What a basic bitch he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he super ascends, basically. And
he get chatted.
And then he.
Oh my god!
Did he see the same thing essentially as what Scarlet saw?
I guess we don't know.
Oh, I don't
he's
know.
basically one of the wizard's court, apart from the fact that he's retained his personal memories. That's basically the gist of it.
Oh.
Because the wizard's court is a bastardized version of what this is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And
But it's
and
limited because they lose some of their self so that they don't have the megalomaniac element that he is currently experiencing.
right, but also it's something I believe that Isgaren, who is, we all know, a bit of an asshole, designed himself. I'm guessing also probably to have some form of control over the Wizard's Court.
Yeah.
So
Well, he was locked out. So the whole point is that he was locked out from this island and Ancora to stop him from
Giving
elevating
him
anyone who
full.
wasn't a seer, right?
right, so he
That's the
designed his
whole kit
own
and
version
caboodle.
of it.
Yeah.
They banished him because he ascended people, not necessarily to stop them from doing it, or Isgarin for doing it. But the one thing is that, like, the tool of Ancora was cursed against Isgarin, where if he touches it, he dies. Because the seers knew that that was the major piece in the rite. What Isgarin was doing, is Boots said, was kind of a bastardized version where it's not. You have to memory wipe, and it's not quite as authentic to the seers ritual.
But my question is, do the people who did
Ascend.
what's her name?
Oh.
Waiting Sorrow,
Waiting
Dagda.
Sorrow.
Waiting Sorrow, Dagda, all these
Oh,
people,
yeah,
did
yeah.
they see what Block saw?
No, I don't think so. Well, if they
But
saw it,
Waiting
wouldn't
Sorrow
they?
will have. Waiting Sorrow must have, because
Yeah.
she was actually ascended on Castora. That's what
Okay.
the whole reason he ascended her, and that's why he got like kicked out of the society and banished and all the rest of it. But the rest of them that he ascended after her, because as soon as he ascended her, he got yeeted and deleted.
Yeah.
So everyone else has a twisted version of it, a
And
lesser,
who
maybe
may or
a
may not have
lesser
seen the
ascension.
same.
Is that a
Eternal,
memory
essentially.
thing though, or is that because of the memory thing, or is it because?
Well, I
Because you
mean,
would-
I still, so I don't, we never really get to the root of how he's doing it outside of having having Ancora and having the ritual ground. So we don't know how he's doing it. So I don't know whether it's an oversight in the story and they're just trying to fluff it away.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I even went back and I've been playing through the Nyos chapters again. And at the start of that, it's when Zoja is first ascended. And there's no on-screen depiction. And it's actually like a week or so afterwards. It's like a bit of a time skip. And Zoja essentially just has no memory. She has like
Well,
faint.
that's the thing. That's what
images
I
of
was
the commander.
saying. Like, if you don't, if there's a memory wipe because of the ascension, right? Then do you necessarily remember the ascension?
Oh yeah, is the memory wipe of
Pre
all
or
of their
post?
memories
Yeah.
a after
Oh,
effect of
how in depth.
Garen making
Yeah.
sure that they don't see whatever Flock saw?
Well, that being said, it's also
I don't
not
know.
permanent. It's not a hard and fast memory wipe, as
No,
they are able
right.
to recover memories over time. But
We
I
don't
think it's
see that,
mostly
though, do
just
we?
to. It's
From people, I guess, because like we don't know people
Did
long
we-
enough. Of
We see that in your favorite character in the dwarf. We do. Yeah.
Oh, we do?
in Lear, even in Zoja.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't remember
Zoja
that.
says that she knows the name. She knows the name of Commander and Wayfinder, but she just can't put a face to it. And then
Yeah.
we meet her, and she's like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Oh yeah, you were
it
a
was that
commander,
quick.
right?"
Okay.
And then we're like, "I guess."
So anyway, long story short, he's ascended,
Mm.
and he finds out that. Well, I mean, the thing is, he kind of. So he finds out that there is something wrong. And he wants to fix the world. Basically, he knows how to fix it now. He's gonna fix it.
Hey.
But okay, for me, number one, now that I'm literally just thinking about this now, he was trying to ascend before because he wanted to fix the world, right?
No.
Yes.
He said that there was
No.
a threat that was coming. There was
Okay.
some thing on the horizon that was coming, and he didn't trust the people in power to do the right thing because they hadn't done the right thing, and he didn't trust anybody, and he alone was going to make it all right by ascending. And now, and this is where the story completely like falls flat on its face, because they have never articulated the threat to us. What threat? What are you talking about, darling? All the
Well, that's
we've
the
just
thing,
done all
though.
these threats. Which threat is it?
I
Yeah,
don't know
I
if
don't
we
think it's
need to
falling flat.
know. I don't think we need to know about the threat because it leaves you thinking like, you know, it must be so bad that surely there's like it, because it makes you think, well, maybe they do need to be this way because we really don't know what it is, or he's like Scarlet, right, where it's like it's all based on this, you know, idea that something has to happen and they're the only one that can do it. So in a mental health diagnosis term, then there is like a real like a diagnosis about that. But like,
Well, I mean, he's coming off as the head eunuch of the fucking Dark Triad. He is.
yeah,
He is
absolutely,
just
yeah,
Well, perhaps
gone.
but I also think that there might be
exactly
some
that.
actual
God, yes,
like credibility to what he's saying, because he's mentioned multiple times that no one is willing to do what has to be done. So I don't think it's a matter of so much ego as it is like he understands the full scope of the problem now, and he's more baffled as to why no one has fixed it, and no one seems even willing to since the years of ascension from seers and their culture. And then the wizards as well, depending on how much they actually see the visions
isn't-
that Vox has seen.
Isn't that interesting though, how both you, Kriv, and you, Fornax, have these different kind of maybe opinions about this, and that is the intention. That is the intention. The intention is to be like so confused about the fact that like, what is he doing? Is he like this person that's really obsessed with just being this godlike thing because he's sick of literally what I was talking about earlier, like, you know, the same thing happening over and over and over again, and there's no force that can possibly withstand all of the evil that keeps coming into our world, and he wants to be a god or whatever so they can stop anything happening in the future. But then, you know, it's also a really big I guess overture of control and obsession and so many different things.
So I'm starting to put it together, I think. Originally, he thought he needed a lot of power in order to basically overturn the systems of mortals in Tyria. Because I think he wanted to basically rule the world and be able to make it a good place, properly run, rather than the chaos and the tyranny that exists currently in Tyria.
Do we know a lot
and I
about
think,
that though for him, like the background of that for him and why? Because there must be a reason.
Yeah, I think there were some lore bits
specifically.
about always like being very upset about people in power or things in power doing terrible things or not doing what they needed to do.
There was an incident in Ratasoon where they could have prevented the deaths of many people. They did not
That's
act
right.
in a way that was proper, and
Was that
but the whole
like a family
the whole
thing, or was
takeaway
it
of I alone. No, it was
Exactly,
like a structural thing.
Okay,
It was like
dam broke.
You think about like a dam broke, yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So it's a systematic issue.
Yeah. So that's it. So
That's right.
I mean, on the subreddit, I read a bit of a lore that's somewhere in this map. Apparently, it was like one of the first things he read in the map. It sounded like something that was written by Vlox, which was essentially a manifesto about how it's really more about the world we live in today, but it's also talking about Tyria, of how everybody tells you to fix the things right in front of you, because every little bit of thing you could do, every little thing you could do can help the world, but really the thing you got to do is go to the source of the problem and fix that. But the people who are running the source of the problem are entrenched at this point, and it's going to be almost impossible to do it. So you gotta anyway. So he has that sensibility, and he's now ascended, and he's seen something that now he's not. Now it sounds like he's no longer that concerned about the more mortal goings on of the systems of Tyria, and he's thinking more about the system of magic, I'm guessing.
More metaphysical, grander than
metaphysical.
like.
Yeah, exactly. That he wants to fix.
It's still kind of blurry, but there is this like constant topic of he's looking to do like make one change to the code of creation, and Isgarin seemingly knows what that is, and it was like telling us like, I've seen the steps and the path that he's about to take. It's not worth it. It doesn't do anything.
He didn't say it doesn't do anything. He said if he starts going down that path, it's never just one change that you're gonna make. It's one change and you're not done. You're gonna
Is that
keep
because
on
he's
doing
been
things.
down that path as well?
I don't
He
know.
might have maybe with fractals. Maybe he tested things.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Maybe
like the
that's a good point,
fractals were the
yeah.
test. I mean, like, yeah, absolutely. I think that's the
Even in this map,
It's just
even the right is a fractal, or so they
come kill this boss.
mention it as.
Proof. It's really good.
But it's just so interesting because I thought for a long time that the system of magic was this dragon energy cycle. It was a large part for the Tyria version of the system of magic.
yeah.
And it seems to
can't
be what the writers were writing about the entire time. Like, just that's how the system of magic works in Tyria, and that's what's important. And obviously, the mist is its own thing, but that already has been not fixed, I guess, but dealt with after the dragon cycle's over, right? There's no longer going
With
to be
Aurene?
every 5,000 years dragons waking up and consuming magic
I see.
anymore.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop the mists, which were completely and utterly and royally forked by Kraukatoric as he stomped through them, chomping down on everything.
Right. But is that's not something
so
that
true. Accurate portrayal.
But he stomped on everything of realms we know in the mists, right? Not everything.
Well, we don't know. I mean, so the tagline was that he was trying to consume everything, right? And he was storming through the mists, and mists were falling out of the sky. And we've had a reveal that ArenaNet have done a trademark copyright thing of Mistbound, right? So I mean, I hope there are some consequences for some of the things that have happened in previous expansions.
Right. But I think those were all realms tied to Tyria that he tramped through, like the Fisher of Woe, like Melandru's realm. All
It was
those
a lot of
were,
god stuff.
Yeah, those were all realms that, in my mind, essentially orbit Tyria in the mists. But where, like, there's more to the mist than there's that, because where do the gods go otherwise?
And Nyos as well.
You think he affected only the local?
I do,
group.
yeah.
So
I do.
Yeah. So if we're not Larnia K, but just like the local cluster of galaxies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I think
Okay.
what Vlox is dealing with now, what he's looking at, is something beyond Tyria. Because I think Tyria is a contained system at this point, not really that interesting to Vlox if he's seeing more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just.
This is why I'm liking this story.
hubris. He's just a megalomaniac little prick. All the characters saying, "Oh, he's obviously good." Is he obviously good? He's aligned himself with one of the most evil death cults in Tyria, the Inquest. He's allowed them and facilitated them doing incredibly terrible things, destructive things to everything around them. And he's done so with a little fucking song in his heart, and a skip in his step. He's a prick.
Isn't it great a good thing, isn't it? That's the
There
great
are
a good
actual
part, maybe.
notes in
Some of you are going to die, and that's a price I'm willing to pay.
Exactly.
Type of bullshit.
Fornax, you're
prick.
just the issue is you're just it's because of his voice. His
You
voice
just haven't
actor
seen. You just haven't seen the visions.
Yeah, yeah. Also, his voice is one of those, I'm
Yeah,
just
smooth
do this now.
talking.
Smooth talking assholes kind of voice. So I think it's just, it's clouding your judgment. You just
To some of Vlox's credit, there
Oh,
are
okay.
notebooks.
I didn't like
in
him at
this.
Salk either, so yeah, okay.
There are notebooks that state that the way the inquests have been operating is actually more subdued than what it could have been because he was at the helm of the inquest. And it wasn't until he left that things really started to devolve, because Kuda actually has quite a vicious edge to her and a much more carefree element when it comes to at least biological experimentation. So to give Vlox a little bit of credit, there is always a middle baseline with him. He doesn't seem as maniacal as people like Kuda or Seb.
Really, because I was there when he left his little minion to murder us with his tortured animals. So
Because I don't think he cares for the inquest.
He doesn't give a fuck about anybody, though, does he? He doesn't give a fuck about us. I mean, he's like
chaotic
lip-servicing
neutral.
us and then directing his minions to murder us. I mean, fucking peak. Sorry.
He's chaotic neutral.
He annoys me a lot.
He really does, doesn't he? Yeah.
I don't like him. I don't like.
Why
I
is
don't
it you
like
don't
him
like him?
Really?
Pretending.
Is it too close
Just
to?
pretending that he's good, and he's not. They're not showing him
Is
to
it
be a
too
good
close
character.
to real world stuff? Maybe.
I don't think it's
I
the fact
hate
that he's
this.
being shown to be good, but he's
don't think
also not being shown to be evil. He is a gray agent. He is someone who is pushing. I think he operates as just pushing the story of Tyria forward. He's not so much a character in and of himself, that they are able to write him very well. But I look at him as just this like catalyst for change.
Mm.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Elon Musk.
I knew it. I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. I actually knew that.
He's all talk and no trousers.
Except he did
could've
just
found his own ass with
ascend.
fucking two
He did
hands.
ascend.
Okay. I guess that is more than Elon because he doesn't even have a fucking degree. But anyway, let's
my
not.
God.
And also, he's not trying to post any weird memes on the internet, trying to gain brownie points from a generation he likes to feel he's a part of.
Yeah, I feel
But
like Vox
anyways-
is who Elon wants to be.
Well,
Valid.
perhaps.
Valid.
Fuck.
We could definitely say more, but we won't because we don't need to. That's a different podcast.
I will say, he does his job very effectively. He's extremely polarizing. And for ArenaNet, I also want to commend.
Vlogs, not
or- what did I
Elon
say?
Musk.
Oh,
just for clarification, stream. We don't want to lose everyone.
He's the head of a
No.
science
Yeah, I must
company.
commend it to ArenaNet to create such a character that can draw out so much emotion.
Yeah,
Either
that's
like
true.
hating that
Exactly.
character or being mystified by him and like a weird fascination.
It's true.
I think the writing of this, if you don't believe in the characters being written well, at least the setup of the greater story of this expansion, I think that it is maybe some of the best writing out of all of the year-long expansions that we've had.
I have to think about
So-
that. Maybe.
Look, where it falls down for me, and the most critical point that it falls down for me is, I cannot assess how credible he is. I am not given enough information in order to assess how credible he is, how competent he is. Like, you can respect a competent villain, you can respect a competent anti-hero, but I don't.
But you don't
can't-
know what he
I
is
don't
yet,
have
Fornax,
enough.
right?
I don't have enough, and we have
should
narration
you
from
have
our
enough?
companion character. Well, so our companion characters at the end of this are saying that he's clearly like for the greater good. I don't see that. I haven't been given the kind of logical steps to get there.
That's the thing.
I don't. Yes.
That's
I
the
don't think
problem.
he did.
Like, people say like that
They
he
did.
is.
I was
but,
like, jaw on the floor. If you go and read them, when just after he ascends, and we're talking to Isgaran and stuff, and they're talking about the ascension, and he could have done this, and he could have like killed all the inquest, and he could have like killed us, and he could have. What are you? So I'm sorry. So he gets a pass, and you think that he's okay because he didn't execute a lot of people.
But I don't think
fantastic.
they were
What a
calling him
fucking bar
good.
that we have.
I don't think they were calling him good. I think they were just taking notice of a catastrophe that was avoided, a possibility that did not become. It wasn't so much
but
like
this is all his mess, right? This is all him. He did all this. He's like the arsonist firefighter.
But I think it's more of an observation that leads to further questions. It's like, well, at least he didn't kill everybody, but then what is his goal? Because Isgarin still is not treating him as a friend. Isgarin knows much more than we do and is still wanting to stop him in some regard and track him down. Canuck is the only other mouthpiece that I would agree is maybe playing that side that he could be good. But I don't think that the cast is being written in a way for us. I haven't played this thinking that, everyone's on his side now. It's still a little in that weird zone.
I think it's mostly because I'm not sure about being on this side more than anyone else. I almost don't care what they think, to be fair.
It's a
I
little
hope we
bit
get to kill
like
him. I hope we get to kill him. Let's murder him. That's my thoughts.
I mean,
Let's
he's probably
murder
going to
him and
die at
take the
some
staff.
point. I think we're going to end up
Yeah,
killing him, yeah.
We have to
But-
take his magic stick off him. Yeah.
He's ascended. What if
Yeah.
he becomes the first Asuran god?
God, no.
We can kill gods. We've killed gods. We popped
true.
Balthazar like a zit.
It was a whole expansion
No,
of
that's killing.
dedicated.
You know, I feel like Cormier and Vlox could get along. There's something about like the objectiveness of Cormier that I at least interpret her as that I also somewhat see in Vlox. I just don't think
like-
Cormier ever wanted to change anything or saw the visions like he's gone. and was
Vlox
like,
would
no.
hate Cormier.
I think Vlox would hate Cormier for the sake of not doing anything, like beings with a
Exactly.
lot of magic. But I think they would at least like have an objective sense of like they're not super. They're emotional. It's weird because everyone has emotions, but they're not. They seem very goal oriented or very like objective truths of judgment.
Well, everyone
and
has
stuff.
emotions, but they don't not necessarily connected to them. There's a difference,
Yeah.
right? Which is why you can like. I think there's with Vlox, there's a lot of logic and not emotion, or like also. I mean, there is emotion because it partly drives him, right? But like, there's a warning. Anyway, we probably
I
talked
think
about
the
this.
issue
quite a lot.
here is that the issue that we're coming at right now is that Vlox. So a lot like Thanos, let's say he's stated that he has this great idea to fix everything, and that's what he's doing.
It is very fantasy. Yeah, that's true.
Means to an end kind of situation. He's trying to do whatever it takes to get what he wants, and what he wants is, as he's saying, is to fix the world, to be good for the world. However,
it means half the world's gonna die.
Effectively.
Thanos was a bimbo. Let's just
Exactly. He's trying to. He's at least explaining it a little bit better than Thanos' idea.
And also, it's
Thanos' idea
based
was
off
kinda
of like
stupid.
his own family and stuff. There's a little bit more of a personal kind of connection.
Right.
That's where I
Right,
think
but-
Vlox is missing his. There's something about the quote unquote humanity of that character where I'm
Sure.
like, that's the thing that is missing for me, because I don't believe
I
it's
think-
just a
Come on with the
system
damn
thing.
stuff.
I think right now what's missing for me is a little bit more. Like if we're leaving it to the final update,
Right.
the final story step, to let him tell us anything about what his plan is a little late for me. Like, yes, he says, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix things, and I just got to do this. Tell us a little bit about it so we have like any kind of inkling of whether or not you're an idiot or not.
I just don't know him.
I mean, it would be
him at all.
nice, but they gotta keep us on the leash with the carrot in front of us somehow.
I'd like a little bit of something though. Like
It's had the opposite effect with me. I don't care.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm animated now because it's so annoying, because I want to care about the character and I want to do all these things. But when I was playing through it, I felt nothing. The only point that I got excited was when I had to do the jumping puzzle and I fell all the way down and then it all reset. That was the most exciting part, and that was more infuriation at my own ineptitude. So
Someone said like as
that
well.
if there was a little bit more information about what he was intending to do, you might care more. You
Yeah,
might
I
have
would.
cared more. Yeah.
I'd be able to ascertain, one, why he was acting like this. Because yes, industrial accidents happen. We don't all go batshit, become the head of an evil organization that murders people, like murder industrial, and then go off onto an island and then try to ascend humanity. I mean, that's not like a normal response. You know, when something bad happens, if he was truly a good person, he would seek community. He would do a ground up operation to kind of change the rules and change society, and do that in community with other people. Anyone who is telling you anywhere in real life, I alone can do this, is either mentally unwell or as thick as pig shit.
Well, I mean,
So-
obviously, like there is if you wanted to talk about it in a mental health specific thing, when someone has significant trauma or neglect in their lives, they don't reach out to people. They do things on their own. That's just kind of the given, right? And whether or not like it's good or bad, they inherently will think it's good because they don't really have any other feedback on that until they have some kind of different experience. Which here is the commander and the goodies other ones that are going to teach, they're trying to teach you moral good. And I think, what was it? Bruce said something about chaotic. I can't remember if he said chaotic good or whatever. But there is
said like chaotic neutral or something.
Yeah. So there is something about that. But the thing is that if that's the case, then you should be confused about your allegiance to a character because they're doing something or because there's some depth to them where you believe or you are connected to them, where you want them to be good or where you want them to actually be good, so that in the end they're doing something which you believe can be for the benefit of everyone in the world. But there is no connection to that character in that regard for me. So in terms of history, there's no family, there's no history about the person. It's just about a systemic part thing, which is enough for, if you think about the world we live in now, in terms of, depending on sexuality, race, etc., that's enough. But normally when it comes to something huge like this, it's something very personal that would trigger them to be this kind of character. There's nothing there for me where it suggests to me, other than the death of so many people, but who is it that was important to him that died or that was affected outside of himself? I think that's what would drive a character like this to do
I think
the
it was
things
because
they were
of
doing.
I think it was because of his work. He was kind of responsible for that dam, and then also identified the issues. So it might be a little moment of feeling as if he's responsible for it partly.
Okay.
And he did push this information to the Arcane Council, and they did nothing about it. So it's kind of that moment of like, I see the problem, I can fix it, but no one is allowing me to fix it. And then he just had to watch everyone die, essentially.
So Nerdy PG says in the chat, to Vornex's point at the moment, what are we trying to stop in the story? What is at stake? That's a very good point, because I think I'm kind of in the same boat as the commander in this, which I've kind of noticed the commander. Yeah, he's trying to get to the place that Vlox is. Yeah, he's trying to stop him. But it really seems like he doesn't care too much to stop him. Like, they have a lot of conversations, and he's always like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this."
I don't know.
Are you sure you don't want to just do it the normal way?
I wonder if it's a racial thing, because I'm playing like an Asura, and the Asuran voice is very like, very like kind
the
of
other voices aren't
forceful.
like that.
Like the voices
voices
like
are very like chill.
mine's very dramatic.
I don't know, man. Are you sure about this, Vlox?
Yeah, mine's really dramatic. Asura is really more dramatic than you'd think for the more mechanical kind of like sciencey folks.
So trying to say that I'm kind of in the same boat as the commander in this. It's like I haven't played the last two parts of the story trying to stop Vlox in my mind. I've just kind of been playing it to say, Vlox, just tell us what you're gonna do, man. I want to know what's happening here.
Well, I mean,
let's get through this so you actually let me know what's going on. Let me know if I do want to stop you or not.
Nerdy said something as well interesting, which I actually agree with in terms of the delivery of the story as well. I actually think the ascension of him should have been at the end and not where it was. Like, it felt like it could have been really more impactful if that was where we left things and he was ascended and there was some kind of cutscene. I would have loved that, actually. That would have been more dramatic and more of like, damn, I really want to know what's happening next. Rather than, everyone's kind of a little bit sad that, or think that he's a good guy kind of thing. Whereas it leaves it more confusion. I don't know. It was weird.
Well, also it would give us a clue as to what he saw and why. So when we went into the machine, we saw what Scarlet saw. We had an inkling. We were confused as fuck, but we had an inkling. We could have theories. I mean, how many wooden potato videos were made from that cutscene? I mean, oh my goodness.
Was that the last cutscene?
And I watched every one of them.
Was it the last thing of that episode that we saw, or that patch? I can't remember though.
It was part where it was actually at the start of like the Heart of Thorns bridging content when we were chasing after Ormad.
Cool.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
But it doesn't. I've just got nothing to get my teeth into. So we start this whole adventure by, some inquest have gone over to this island. Let's follow them to see what the hell they're doing. Oh, it seems like the Arcane Council are involved. So we follow them, and we've just been on this fact-finding tour, and then we find this guy who's a bit creepy, charismatic, trying to do his Emmett Selk impression, and then but we don't know
Wait,
the
did
threat.
you say MX? What did you say? MXL?
Emmett
Emmett
Selk from FF.
Emmett Selk,
Oh,
Hades. It's a,
I
it's
thought
a
you said
Final Fantasy
Microsoft
14
Excel.
thing.
I was like, what?
No.
Sorry. Although
He's like a really like deep. Emmett Selk is a super interesting character who is very well written, incredibly deep lore, incredibly deep motivations, that are hinted at, but are not explicit until like a couple of expansions in. But they're doing really well because they just have more time. They give more time to the characters, more time to the scenes, more time to the dialogue in 14, because the whole stated purpose of that RPG is kind of wrapped around the story. Everything is in service of the story.
they've got the time
we don't
and the
have
money
that
for
here.
sure as well.
They super do.
Yeah.
They super do.
one thing
And
we
although
do
I
for-
think Emmett Selk is an absolute piece of shit,
But
he
money
is a
doesn't
really,
mean you can't
really
tell a story,
well-
though. Of course.
Well, that's true. But he is a really, really well-written piece of crap, right? That is understandable and interesting and brings up, like, I've had, like, 2-hour conversations with my daughter about the pros and cons and moral ambiguity of Emmett Selk. You're like, he is really well-written. And it's every time with these annual expansions, we get the Clip Notes version of the story. That's what we're getting. We're getting the TLDR. You don't have to read all the Bronte sisters. Just, read this 15-page summary synopsis. And I feel sorry for the writers because they have like great stories to tell. They have great characters that they want to bring to life. I feel like they should be allowed to write a novel or something, just to let them loose, because they don't seem to be able to deliver like deep, interesting, profound story in these annual expansions.
That's my
opinion.
I agree with you, and I think it's because they take on. I feel like they're taking on a monster every time they go over a new expansion, and they're not just investigating, staying in the world that we already know, where there's so many different stories to already tell, where we already have like a wealth of information that we just have from whether or not it's the base story or previous expansions. I really want them to focus in on core Tyria a little bit more and advance some of these maps, change some of these maps, whether or not there's a different version depending on what level you are or where you are in the story, etc. I really want that, because if you look at the world, and I've always said this about how many maps there are in Guild Wars 2, there are so many maps and there are so many people and there are so many metas, and I'm at the point now where I get to a new expansion and I love that there's new maps and places to explore, and I love that there's new metas, and I love that there's this, but then I'm like, there are so many other maps and metas that I want to do or like try, and then I end up being in this like, kind of decision paralysis, and I realize that not everyone's me. But I do want also, rather than talking about just the story and stuff, I do want to talk a little bit about the maps and events and everything else.
Meaty.
Sorry, go on, Crew. You can go with your point, and then we'll shift focus a little bit.
I guess my personal experience with Guild Wars 2 storytelling over the past few years, it was a big question mark as to what they were doing, especially with Secrets of the Obscure and then going into Janthier Wilds. It was like never a moment where it's like, oh, it really feels all wrapped up and everything. With this update,
that's true.
This update, with what we're talking about and all of the side, not just like the main stuff and the dialogue with like that one single change to the code of existence, which sounds very grand and everything, but there's always this attention to like across the other expansions, the mists and the shield around Tyria and why these creatures are so focused in on this. And I think I've kind of pivoted my expectation or understanding of these expansions as not being stories to tell to satisfy that expansion, but to actually build to something much bigger that I think that they are going to release later. This really feels like a steady climb over the past 3 expansions.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm not, and I wouldn't just haphazardly be like, oh, that's just bad writing. Like they don't know what they're doing. I think they have a very clear image of what they're going to get to.
I don't know if we're saying it's bad writing. I think it's just that we don't get it. We don't get the connection and it's like the investment of like the the
Well,
connection.
those
to it
connections are not
specifically.
meant to be made right now. I think that's the thing. It's
I don't
like
think so. Yeah,
there's a
exactly.
lot
But
of
but
like
you have
we
to
need this
right, but,
rather
like,
than
what-
we have to understand that it's something that we are getting to rather than checkpoints. I will say it would be nice to get a little bit more information.
If you're not connected
just
to a
like
story,
little
though,
bits.
why would you invest in its continuation or in,
Well,
in
that's
over
like
time?
I said,
though?
the reason why I'm playing through the story right now is just to get a little more information about what Flux is planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because just like it seems like it was written that way on purpose because the commander doesn't seem to really care to stop him much.
I mean, really, like,
I
really
just-
says in chat, like, trust the process of Arena is like, you know, obviously, like, I mean, it's not, and again, like, what we're talking about is we're not calling them bad at their job. Like, we just never do that. That's not something we do. But like, there is it's the connection as a person to a story to continue to make you want to continue to learn and understand and be excited for the next part. And I am not personally getting that a lot often at the moment, since I would say even since
It's
the end
true.
of the Dragon Cycle.
You know
the end
what?
of the Dragon Cycle
That's
was
a
like
good point.
bang.
Because in
So
TV shows, movies, etc., you usually don't go 3/4 through the movie before knowing the motivation of the characters.
At least one of the characters. I mean, I guess like, there's the main. There's you know there's the. We need to know. There's investment. There's the tying, and maybe it's just my. And I feel
No,
like
it's
Fornax. I don't know if I feel like maybe I just need more. Maybe there's something with my attention span. Obviously, I've got ADHD. Blah blah blah. But there's something I don't feel connected to with this, and I haven't felt massively connected to with since the Dragon Cycle ended. Personally.
I don't think it's just Guild Wars 2. I think a lot of MMOs are kind of missing the mark as they're trying to find their audience for the story. Because I feel like, for example, some of the story for like World of Warcraft, for their Dragonflight expansion, was very much like Rainbow fucking Barbie. Now, look, there's nothing wrong with Rainbow Barbie.
That's the one
Rainbow
I haven't
Barbie
played
has
through.
its lane.
That's kind of interesting because I can't even start that one for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm more like I like J.R.R. Martin. I'm more like tits and dragons. I'm happy in a bit of politics and murder. So that's me. But that's my cup
We
of
know you
tea.
now. We already knew that.
Yeah.
we already knew that. But I think the stream definitely needed to know more.
Although I have put like 50 hours into Little Witch in the Woods, so I am a queer fish in every fucking connotation. But yeah, and I do like Animal Crossing. So it's just it's like. Oh, fuck, God help me. But I think that I feel like a lot of the story is kind of aimed at a slightly different demographic than might be the predominant demographic playing the game. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit skewing a bit young, a bit fluffy kittens, maybe. Perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Well,
that's a thesis anyway.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that in theory, this story feels like it should be dealing with much more mature themes in terms of like real world political kind of ideas.
Sure.
But only if they tell it more explicitly, probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, I really want to have like a sit-down debate with the writers, because if they think nobody is coming to save us, we have to save ourselves. They can't be, I'm the only one to fix this, because then you get fucking fuckwit, like, you know, the toxic Dorito. So no, that's the archetype, right? I mean,
Or maybe it's all resolved in the final episode.
For this story, I felt like it actually has been tonally a little bit more of what I expect of the Guild Wars universe, where it's not like the grungy hard edge of like Elden Ring, but also not like we're playing Hello Kitty Online. And I also think the environmental storytelling has been very strong when you look at the Inquest's actions of like amputating the local wildlife and attaching lasers to them and shock collars and mind control stuff. So a lot of that...
all under the director who's supposed to be good, just saying.
No, under... that I think was mostly for Seb and Kuda. And Vlox I guess he'll take the credit for it because he was leading at that time. But
The buck stops with him. Proof.
once he left, it actually got much worse, at least with Kuda, in terms of her experimentations with Project Omega. And she started to, push aside the other Inquest who was like monitoring this project, which is another part of the story that we haven't talked about yet, but bioengineering of actual Asura. And then once the blocks went out, they really just threw caution to the wind and threw them in combat scenarios, and they were Kuda's personal entourage. So
That was nuts.
there has been a bit of
pretty
like
cool.
some serious malpractice topics and like ethical issues, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
I
Kuda's
will say
great.
it's not always been the most obvious thing. Sometimes you have to do that environmental
always-
storytelling.
It feels like all of the like really dark / mature themes in Guild Wars 2 are like the things that aren't the most prominent part of the story. Like in this case, it's what the Inquest is doing on the side that you're like, oh, I'm just killing the Inquest, they're bad, whatever. And then in the previous in Soto, it was all the experiments going on in the Fractals of the Mist and all the moral implications of that.
Yeah.
That isn't very explicitly told in the story, but it's like, oh, when you really think about it, this is dark. But yeah, I think that's an ongoing theme with Guild Wars 2 is like this. So there's a very glossy surface of fluffy kittens, as you say, Fornax. But like if you dig into it, it can be pretty.
Oh, and it's dark as hell. You think about a lot of it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said with Kuda and the kind of the experiments on. I mean, you fight three. Is it three of the Asura that have kind of been augmented with different skills, like speed
Project
and
Omega.
Yeah. Like
They
that
get-
part is
they took
wicked. I love
seer
that part.
artifacts. They were taking seer artifacts, which is why we even got to this map, because they were trying to find more to
Crush it into a powder
use,
and inject it into it.
and then make them like super Asura.
Yeah, that part.
It was very silly.
I actually really loved that. It was silly, but and funny. It was really funny. Like the humor was so good, and Kuda is wicked as a character. I really like Kuda.
Yeah.
I think they're fantastic. Like there's that part of it where I'm like, they do write characters so well. When they hit the mark, like they nail it with them. But like I think there's, I don't know, I'm not saying they don't write all their characters great, but we don't get the information. There's always that disconnect at times, which kind of ruins it for me. But I really want to move on to something else because we've been there talking about story
Fine.
for an hour and a half.
And you're like, we might not talk about story, and
this is what happens when you don't
You see
have
me,
a
Jabro?
document. Okay,
I'm the captain now.
This is what happens when you don't have the document of the gods.
I have never worked with the documents.
I know you
that
haven't.
works.
We just
What
guide
document?
you. We guide you.
Yeah.
It guides me actually the most. Because it's got my questions, and it's got order and some kind of logic to it in my brain, which is like, we're going to go through this, that, the other, but it's fine. It's actually literally my fault because I'm literally the one who writes the show. So, I could just do
This
that.
podcast has been a beautiful experimentation of improv.
It's been good.
And I
It's
would
been
say
really
for the most
good.
part, we've been very streamlined. We've been very like, we talked about the
We've
story.
gone- there's
Yes,
been
and I agree.
there's been one subject we're
Also-
talking about. That's true.
Also, I want to be clear that I don't think that like
no,
I
no,
think
no,
that
you
you
don't.
get a huge amount of bang for your buck with this expansion. I think it's totally worth playing. I think with
Yeah.
all the annual expansions, you get your money's worth and more. I am nitpicking around the edges.
No.
This is all
You are
personal
being.
preference, right?
If this podcast would be utter bollocks if we didn't talk about how we genuinely, individually feel about the thing, because that is why people watch us. That is why people keep watching us.
But
And we're
I
gonna
think
keep
that's an
doing it, and
important
it's
thing to
good.
bring up, though. Speaking of bang for buck, is do you think? I mean, I would, in my opinion, yes. Do you think the extra wait time for this?
Good. This is good. This is good. Yes. Go
Very
on.
good
you think-
question.
Yeah, for this update, do you think the extra wait for time for this update felt worth it with this update? And I think it's definitely better than the last two things.
But we also didn't. This is also a longer wait, like you said.
Right,
had
but I'm saying
6 months
is
for free.
it was a longer wait. It was better update than the last two updates after the first update of the expansions, like in Soto and the Janthier Wilds.
Yeah.
This is my throwing a spear. But is it better enough, I guess, is the question. I don't know if I have an answer to that.
No.
It definitely felt more like a regular Living World update than the other ones.
Yeah, is it just feel very similar to the others, and there's a bit more like the time spent waiting was enough to make it feel not worth it, because obviously we're going to wait anyway, but explains the amount of time that they had between the last patch and this. Is that kind of what you mean as well?
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
it feels more like on par with old school original Living World updates.
Yeah. I don't notice a massive difference. Wait, one thing I do. The place I do is with the story and a little bit, but also more so the map's detail in terms of. I know that the map necessarily wouldn't have come out the second patch or would it have normally come out? I can't remember. Would it come out the patch after normally?
Janthier Wilds had the first map on the second update.
Which is what this is.
They did this back half of it.
They did a weird thing where it was going to be one map, but then they made it two. So I think that also kind of ruined Janthier Wilds.
Our expectations as well. So is this technically like two maps in one then, are we saying? In a way?
This is the first expansion where they went into it fully knowing that they were going to make one map for update 2 and another map for update 3. Like,
this is the last map though, isn't it?
No, there's one more map after this. So the next update is going to be new map, new story, new fractal, new raid, new convergence.
Oh, that's right.
New armor set, new weapons, new relics. It's going to be I will say, I'm really excited for the next update because it's going to not just be for story and map and meta, but like a huge content in terms of comparing. Yeah.
So then,
there's only.
So this isn't
in
just
3 months.
even
In 3 months.
Yeah, so this isn't just about like the wait between the last patch and this patch. It's actually the amount of time that they would have spent on all of them and not releasing the things.
They're also putting the quality touches on hopefully the final patch, not just this one.
Yeah.
That's the extra time.
Yeah, because I don't know how much of those 3 months were dedicated to this patch or the next patch. But
how do you, as a customer, like as a person that generally plays the game, though, that's probably not how you're going to think, because this is what we do, right? So really it would be like, what's the difference between waiting 3 and 6 months for the normal person, the player?
I'll definitely say that it's less disappointing than the other ones that we got in the previous expansions.
Wow.
I would agree. It is
Jesus.
It is upward momentum. It is.
Yeah, no, I was not disappointed by this patch. I was like, this is a fine patch.
Okay.
This is a fine patch.
Okay.
The ones in the previous expansions that followed up after the initial release, I was disappointed by. They didn't feel complete. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I would agree with Jebro.
Go on.
I agree with you in the sector that I really find a lot more refinement is like the open world experience.
Yes.
I also think that the side quests and side missions in the map really helped color my personal experience of the story, and the fact that they put in 2 jumping puzzles and a mini dungeon that cycles every 20 minutes is really, really nice. So I feel like there's more to do in this map compared to something like, I'm gonna say it, Nios. Those updates were really, really a struggle bus, but this one feels much more
There
like
were not many
what Food said,
events
a living
either.
world update.
Yeah, that's right. The amount of there are a lot of events, but I think like they're doing the thing with, the collections, and then you're finding little things in the world, like the little orb thing where you have to like press it so you can be I can't remember what they're called, the energy what the fuck are they called?
The orb thing, the energy creature.
Yeah, it's not an energy creature. It's so on the map there's these doors, and the only way you can go through them is if you touch an orb to go through them, and you become not an ascended. What is it?
Oh, like a sentinel, a coalesced energy.
Yeah. That's the one. Sorry, sorry, it was a kind of energy, I guess. Really.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
And then you go through the door. Like I just found that because I only played through the story, and I tried not to go through the map too much. And often the reason why the story always takes me so long is because the map is always so engaging. And you know, I literally had that during the story all the time because that's the aim, right? That's where they get you. And this time it was really hard for me to not do everything as I was going through. Like I had to be very strict because I was like, I've got no time. I want to play the story before the podcast, and it's really hard for me to get time to game now as well. And the map like got me, and we were going underwater to do events, and we're like fixing pipes and like because there is the inquest. It feels like you're doing some really like kind of technical things, but there's this big part of nature and protecting animals as well. And then, and it's it's a cool mix of, there's so many different things going on. And just now there's like a small little event where I have to, not event, but like a side quest where you have to feed the otters or something. And I'm like, what's that? And then there's just this other, and then like jump puzzles, which I haven't even touched yet. And where all the ley lines are going as well in the air, and how you can use different mounts as well. Like I've used so many different mounts. Also, on this map, they've brought some stuff from End of Dragons. They've got the flipping like pilot, the little turrets and stuff, and you can charge them up like in the camps. Like you're using some of the flipping technology from another expansion. And it's like, wow, okay, that when the first time I saw that, I was like, give me stuff that was in the other maps, mechanics, big massive things that we learned to do that we literally don't do anymore ever. All of this knowledge that we've acquired from our characters and these powers and these ways of being that we just don't bloody well use at all ever. Like if you think about, there was those it was this really cool climbing mechanic where you like Spider-Man and you just like hit through that thing out and you connected to a wall.
Yeah.
Heart of Thorns, the tethers.
Like we've got all this. I'm not saying we need everything in every map because that would be ridiculous and then the floor would just be covered in mechanics. But like it was so good, and we just don't use hardly any of it, and to see those little things again was really cool. Like I really liked it. It was just they're here. They're actually present in this world. They're actually here. And we've still got this connection even back to End of Dragons, which was literally the dragon cycle ending. So they're trying to connect to that race more. What, me as in the game? Yeah. No, I'm fine.
As a person in real life.
Hopefully not.
No. I've got the secret weapon relic, which is you heal based off of burning and bleeding, and it's the best relic for open world. It's the best.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really powerful. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
So when you think I'm gonna die, I just pop up a burst of like bleeding and poison, and then I'm fine again. Like it's like ticks of 149. It's pretty cool. Condi builds are great. Yeah, that's another thing about like relics and stuff as well. They're really fun. Like there's so many cool relics, and
But they're not like the relics this one, but I agree.
oh no, this not
That's my
this
next step.
specific.
I'm
I
gonna
haven't
look at
really
those
played with these ones, but in the last one, I think it's mostly because I've just found one I really like. But like, I mean, I get that,
all it
right? Like
takes.
I'll narrow it down.
Are you sure you don't want to do Relic of the Mist?
I'll
Mist
try it.
or whatever it's called.
I can try it. I haven't really tried it that much. I just really like this because it makes me play Condi
I feel like
Engineer
it's
more.
strictly better than the one you're using.
I think we had this conversation before, and I disagreed with you.
Do I do a bootspad build on the horizon?
I think it's already
I
been done.
It's just a very powerful relic.
I
It's
died.
the one that every hit you do steals life.
Yeah.
And it steals.
This is
it steals like
essentially the same
110.
though,
No,
because it's condition damage.
not every hit you do does poison or bleeding,
I mean, my builder does.
and also it steals life, so it deals extra damage.
True, and I died again. This is a champion, just saying, if you're watching the video.
Oh no, the champion, the world. That's the thing in the map, like the actual world bosses, in terms of champions or meta and mini dungeon, they all have really good mechanics, and they're much, in my opinion, they're much more exciting than the mechanics in the story boss fights.
So that boss we just fought earlier, Kroof, is a good example of that, right? Where we failed, but it was only because the timer was, we didn't get there in time. You know that big construct that was in Where is it? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
It
we
was
didn't
in
fail.
the forge.
Wait.
It was in the forge. We failed it because
We
there
failed
wasn't
it?
enough time. Yeah, we didn't. There wasn't enough time left to kill it.
Oh.
So
Oh,
we failed it.
I saw a gold thing pop up. I said, we did it. Yay.
Oh, we actually did it. Maybe we did do it. Oh wait, you don't have to kill it to 100. You don't have to kill it totally. We didn't get it
I
down.
thought we finished it. I don't know.
Oh,
My
anyway.
brain has already thrown that information out of it. Oh
But
god.
I'm not going to try that relic, I promise. But the,
One might
but the
say that that might
mechanics
be a
are so
problem
good.
of telegraphing in game if that is unattainable, unascertainable as to whether you actually defeated the boss or not. Just saying,
Maybe.
you might want to
That's
put
fair.
some more fanfare on that. Bitch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like the mechanics of that boss, for example, and there are other bosses. And this boss I'm literally fighting right now, like, is hard. Like, it's difficult. Even with like 5 or 6 people, it's like it's gonna probably die, but you do have to have, like, properly understand what the hell's going on with each one. It's not just like not even tank and spank. It's just spank and bend over, spank and like maybe hit some CC bars. Like, you know, it's okay. That, you know, I mean, some people like that, and that's fine.
Me on
and
my Tinder. Hey babe,
sometimes
you want to
that's
come over
enough.
for a quick tank and spank? My Riz. Y'all, we need to use that more often. We need to use MMO language in rizzing up the HUDs.
You don't use gaming language. All right, sorry. That's a bit telling of
You
my
wanna
personal
come
life.
raid my mini dungeon?
Don't call
Yeah.
it a mini dungeon, Drew. Give yourself some credit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're really
It's
like.
it's a gaping, cavernous, multi-level dungeon.
Wow, Beats.
Many adventurers have ran through this dungeon.
Oh god. It gets bigger over time. Sorry.
Like the fractals.
Yeah, but the
What was I
fractals
talking
are real.
about? Oh yeah, adventures. Let's talk about adventures.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up. Oh, Boots,
Sorry.
your
I'm
expertise
gonna go to
is needed
I'm gonna go
here,
to an
and
adventure.
it's come to this moment.
So there
Which
are
adventures?
adventures in the new patch. Thank goodness. I was worried for a second there. There are 2 of them. Yeah, you. Oh yeah, you could click on it. Go to lifetime. Maybe you could see my score.
I'm gonna go over there. Yeah.
You
don't have to go over there.
Are
You
you
think
the
it
best?
looks
Oh no, I
judge?
know, but I need to go over there and do it while we're talking about it.
Okay.
Did you get the best shopper's score yet?
Yes. Yes.
Of course you did.
Yeah,
It was
Oh my
pretty
god,
quick.
yeah, you do. Number 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. But the good news, okay, so there's 2 of them. There's the Kid Shark one, which is the one you're looking at right now,
Okay.
which is the more fun one in my opinion. It's a very fun adventure. I enjoyed it a lot. And then there's the one to the north, which is you're on a skimmer and you're picking up rubble using your echolocation,
Oh cool.
which is less fun for various reasons. So I'll talk about the Kid Shark one first. A lot of fun. I recommend everybody play it, especially since everybody, just like the fireworks one from the last map or the first map in this expansion, everybody can get first overall on this one because once you collect 50 fish, you get knocked out of the adventure and the game's over. It's the end. And also, there's no timer involved if you get 50 fish, so it's just everybody's tied for first place if you do that. So go for it while you still can. I don't know if they're gonna add a timer or something. Probably not. It sounds like maybe they forgot, or maybe they didn't expect someone to get. No, they must have expected people to get 50 fish if he knocks you out of the adventure when you do. But anyway, there you go. So it's fun though. You get turned into a little kit shark.
Oh my
And you have
god.
to.
What? This
Yeah. You're a kid shark. And you go
It's
around.
really
So your
cute.
first
I've not done it yet. That's so good.
your first ability is like a little dash, and you
Yeah.
just have to basically walk over the fish.
Okay.
Your first one is a dash. Your second one is a teleport. You get 3 charges.
Oh, Jesus.
Those orbs that you just went through
Yeah.
recharge the charges.
Oh, okay.
So what you want to do is spend all 3 charges and then get the orbs. Because those the teleports are really fun. They're
Oh, you
they're
just teleport to the fish.
overpowered. Yeah, you teleport, and you don't even have to
nice.
target the fish as long as there's one within your. As long as there's one you're looking at within 1,500 feet,
Oh, that's cool.
it'll automatically go to it.
I did not know that. So we get the in-depth hacks and cheat codes.
There you go. There you go. So maybe it's because I have no, I don't have auto targeting on. Anyway, the point is easy peasy, get 50 fish, you get first overall, and you're tied with me. Congratulations. The other one is less fun because, well, first of all, the mechanics of it to begin with are a little bit less fun because you're just going around on a skimmer running over rubble piles. And you have to turn on your Aether location because that's what turns it on. The two things I don't like about it are this. Number one, not all rubble piles contain one of the relics you're searching for. You have to get 20 of them to get gold. Not all rubble piles contain them, but it's not random. So there's always once you've done it 3 times, you know which rubble piles contain a relic, and you just don't go to the other ones. There's basically 2 rubble piles that contain a relic out of 3 in each room, so you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna leave this one because nobody cares. You're never gonna get a relic out of it. The other bad thing about it is when you do the whole tour and you collect, if you go fast enough and you collect all the relics that you can collect in the first go around, you have to wait 30 seconds for them to respawn. You can't complete the adventure. You can't get gold on this adventure in one go around of the circuit. You have to wait for them to respawn, go back to the start, and go again. So it's a little bit lame that way. Anyway, so I got first overall on both of them, and
nice.
Wow.
And that's my that's my update done.
That's cool though. That was a lot of
adventure
fun.
segment. Yay.
Yeah.
It wasn't difficult to get gold on your first go. I got gold.
No, it's not too hard
25.
to get gold on it.
I got
But you have to
28.
get 50. You gotta get 50, buddy. You gotta get
That
first
was not
overall.
bad on my first run though. 28.
Yeah, good job.
That is a
But
derpy fucking shark.
you do have to
Oh my god.
target them.
I want it as a ranger
support
pet.
them. That's great. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, it must
100%.
exist in the world if you can be one. Where are they?
They were in Shipwreck Strand, I believe. I think is where we first saw them.
I missed this.
Yeah.
That'd be.
They're so
Yeah, and-
cute.
So Nerdy PG, yes, they respawn 90 seconds approximately after you've collected it. So if you collect one, 90 seconds later it'll be available for discovery again.
Nice.
So you could do the first circuit in less than a minute, so then you have to wait 30 seconds for them to start respawning again.
Does this kill me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the map is the adventures. Okay, I've not even been in this place before. This is nuts. I've not been here yet. What? This
Oh,
temple. It's in a different state,
Yeah.
maybe?
Oh, that's the mini dungeon.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
How did
Your
I
butt?
just fell through it? Okay.
You can fly back up.
Yeah.
'cause There's air currents, so you can get yourself out of dodge. Yeah.
But that's fun that you can just drop randomly into it. Wow, look at that. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool. Isn't it cool? Oh, look at that. That's
Yeah.
sick. Damn.
See your magic.
That's really, really awesome. There's a lot of sights in this. I've been hitting print screen a lot, and I've barely played this map. The map itself is very cool. I do have a little bit of I don't know whether or not it's not jadedness. It's just more of I really like these maps, and I know that I'm going to go around the map for a certain amount of time. I know that I may try and get something that I really, really want, because I don't have time to game as much as anymore. So spending infinite amounts of time collecting things is very difficult for me to get rewards that I want. I want to just get in the game and play something and have a good experience and continue that experience if I can. Rewards aren't always going to be the thing for me. So this is going to be a very personal point of view. And I got tired of ESO much quicker because of this reason. But I am at the point, I think, where I need to see... I'm going to play this game forever until the day it goes, whenever that may be. But the same formula over and over and over again is... I really don't want to say boring me, because I'm playing it now. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's great for the amount of time that it happens. But then I start to drift, and I find it difficult to pull back into the content which is newer. I just play the shit that I normally play and hang out with people, and that's the reason why you play an MMORPG, right? But in other games and stuff, I'm finding I'm a little bit more hooked into their maps and things for a lot longer, because they tie back to them so much. I'm feeling like if I look at the world, for example, I mean, that's difficult because you can't even zoom out. It's in the whole world. There's
so you're
so
saying
much.
that there's places that you like going back to, but you're finding that the more new maps they make, the less reasons you have to go back to them after you've crowned them.
There's so many maps. There's so many mechanics. There's so many stories. Which is not a bad thing, obviously, but and time again, it's like now with the yearly expansion, we have the new place. Then we have 3 or 4 new maps. We get new raids. We get a new dungeon or new factor or whatever. And I think it might be my ADHD kind of novelty stuff, which is like, if it's planned and routine, it can become boring. And the novelty disappears for me unless I find something I specifically hook into. So for me, the relic is actually a really important part of why I really am enjoying playing a condition engineer right now, and it's really hooked me in. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, we're gonna get the next expansion. I know it's gonna be a couple of maps. The story will probably be alright, and then I know there's gonna be a meta. And I'm just going to explore the map, and then I kind of might be done. And I feel bad about that, but there was...
Why? That's kind of how MMOs and live service games operate. They have to have a formula.
Not necessarily to the point of predictability that I think it becomes boring.
Do you... Predictability is not inherently boring, but you're not gelling with this because World of Warcraft. Name an MMO that is not predictable.
World of Warcraft right now is doing the best it's probably ever done in the way they actually arrange their map and how you go to different events, in terms of it pulls back to each map all the time for different things that you have to do. And I am so... And it's with the updates as well. There's
how long have you
and danger.
Been a World of Warcraft player?
Me, I mean, I played vanilla, and I played like Cataclysm, and I played up to Wrath, and I didn't get bored of it. It was just taking up too much time. And they've got this new formula where I feel like I don't have to dedicate so much time. But also the story is really effing good right now. Like, it's so good. And I don't even like elves. Like, ask my community. I hate them. Like, I think they're the worst. I'm a dwarf lover. We don't like the elves. That's just the way it is. And I'm really hooked in. And it's all about Silvermoon. And it's really good. And there's so much of it that they take from Guild Wars 2 and put in. And I'm not saying it's better or different or worse or whatever, because we've had people commenting on videos where we compare and contrast. It's like, we can only compare and contrast what we have in the market. We can't just invent things and compare it. And we know about the money and how much time, etc., etc. But there are so many times where an expansion in World of Warcraft is dog shit. Like, it's just fucking bad. And like, it doesn't matter if you've got the money, if you can't tell a story and your game mechanics are shit, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how much money you've got. Amazon is Amazon, and New World is literally being closed next year. Doesn't matter. The talent is the thing, which is the important thing. And so it is very sad. And I'm not saying that this isn't good in terms of a package of how I engage with it, and like I enjoy the playing of it. And it might be, again, like I feel like this is a very neurodivergent experience. And I'm not saying it's all of that, but it is the novelty of it, the hook of it, of the story, of everything combined that keeps me coming back to everything. And in the moment, I'm playing Guild Wars 2 when I can. I mean, I'm still playing the game. I've always played the game. Play games since beta. I fucking love this game. I love the community and stuff. But I need a bit extra of a reason to stick in it more. And to be like, damn, I really fucking miss playing this thing. I really am like looking forward to this next thing, this next thing, this next thing. And
What would that be?
I don't know what it would have to be
You're saying
now.
Guild Wars 3.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think what you've said is just that you're just not interested in Guild Wars 2 at the moment, which is totally fine.
No,
I wasn't
that's not true though. That's not true though. I am. That's the thing.
Well,
I'm interested in the game and like play.
From
like,
what you said, it was very interesting because when you talked about Guild Wars 2, you were talking about it in very broad chunks of content. You were like map, meta, zone. But when you talked about World of Warcraft, you started talking about the detailed environment of Silvermoon and the story. Like you went into detail. You haven't done any of that with Guild Wars 2. So you might just not. It might just be a little bit of a dud at the moment.
No, I've had
because
those
I could do the
phases.
same thing with World of Warcraft. I could be like, it's just another map, it's just another dungeon set, it's just another season.
That's the thing. That's the thing. But I've not had this with Guild Wars 2 before.
I had the exact same thing with Guild Wars 2 last expansion. I had the same thing with Janthier Wilds.
Yeah.
I felt so disconnected from Janthier Wilds. I had no interest in the story. I had no interest in the momentum. But this expansion came around, and for the myriad of personal reasons that games resonate with us, I actually got locked back in. I was like, oh, I actually like the story now. And I'm no longer just looking at it as like you're checking all the boxes. It has captivated me this time. But last expansion, I was in the same boat as you were, where I was like, a subpar map with like a subpar story. I didn't see the vision.
This isn't necessarily based off the content right now. This is just the general kind of like the thing which gets repeated at each update. It's not necessarily even which may sound really illogical, to be fair. It's not necessarily the content. It's how I'm like. It's predictable and I know what's coming. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online literally added their season pass because of this reason, this exact reason that people started to get a little bit more of like, oh, actually knowing what's coming is excellent, but also I just know what's coming all the time.
But I think that's so funny because
we wanted more news and stuff, and I'm like,
for the last 3 expansions were trying to get the formula right to make sure that you knew what you were going to be getting.
Exactly, and we moaned about it consistently, and I was probably the one who was always most pissed off about it.
And now you're like, oh man, I hate what I'm doing.
But it's not, and I mean hate, but like it's. I don't know what the answer is. I don't actually know. It's just the way I'm feeling at the moment.
It's the classic thing, though. It's the classic thing of the customer doesn't really know what they want.
You think you want it, and then you hate
what they want. They really know what they want, but they don't actually really know what they want.
Am I being like, does this feel like a really neurodivergent kind of thing? I'm having this moment where I'm like, it feels like, I don't know, the novelty's not there for me right now. And I'm just wondering if you feel the same, because I'm feeling weird right now.
As a fellow weirdo brain, look, I feel like this might be a case of novelty that you're not recognizing.
I think so.
So every single charge that you have laid at the feet of Guild Wars 2, with the predictability and the rapidity, you can put at the feet of World of Warcraft, including the discarding of maps, because the only maps that anyone gives a solitary single fuck about are the new ones in World of Warcraft.
So true.
Now, I like to go back and play the old content. I do. I go back. I farm old dungeons. I farm old content. I love Legion. I played Legion on I have like all the mounts. I've I played the shit out of that. I am a deep nerd. Okay, but I think it's a game that you haven't played for a very long time.
It's very true.
You're going back to it. And the game has been so overhauled from Wrath, it's almost fucking unrecognizable. And I think that you're just loving the bright, big, shiny, new toy. And that is such a
Maybe.
fucking ADHD thing.
It's true, but I
It-
think
that we're
I've
always
had that,
chasing
though.
novelty.
I've been playing,
Yeah.
that's true, but there's been New World, there's been ESO, and I'm not really, I mean, I'm playing World of Warcraft, I'm not playing it that much, right? But like, maybe it is an age thing, and work thing, and energy thing, and there's so many games. But there is something where I am just that process of, there's the next thing, like kind of Bruce was talking about as well. But yeah, I'm just kind of exploring it a bit, I guess. The funny thing is that actually there's been these guys doing PvP, and I've been watching their tournaments that they've been putting on recently that actually might like commentate again, and which is something that I miss so much about like Guild Wars PvP, Guild Wars 2 PvP, and so I'm like, that might be the thing which kind of like really gets me to have the energy. I think also just there's just a lot of different things going on in my life as well, but like. Yeah.
Everybody's got the thing that gets them excited. And that's just what it is.
I think that's making me sad.
And for you,
though.
it's dwarves, and we're not going to judge you very much.
See, if they were
For me,
dwarves,
for some
though,
reason, it's adventures right now,
but
and that's not always
maybe-
going to be the case.
maybe
but
that's
And
the
for
thing
me,
that I
you
feel
know,
sad about.
I see a traffic cone on the street and I start getting a little, her.
Wow, but
Very
but
pointy.
the map I did.
It's fucking brave. Jesus Christ.
Hey, as long as there's consent involved, it's fine.
Yes, with the traffic cone.
How does one consent with a traffic
Don't do
jam?
a consequences arrive.
Oh,
my
there it is.
Rarely lyric.
There it is.
But no,
We got it.
everyone, MMOs and games do not personally consult each and every one of its players to be like, where are you at in your personal life? Where are you at in your gaming journey? Where are your
but they
expectations?
should.
But they absolutely, you need to email me, call me. Ain't you have my number. But to your point about like the balancing of expectations, not to drag on too long because I know Boots might have to go soon.
Oh yeah,
but
sorry.
we
We've been going on for a while.
are in a period where we have a standard structure of expansions, but this time around they've not given us any information on what is next, which I actually really appreciate. It feels new, and I think that
need a
the
break.
last two expansions, knowing there was another content, was like it was cool or whatever. But I kind of miss being in the dark.
That's
with,
what I'm
you know, a
talking
large
about,
update.
Griff. That's literally
Yeah.
what I've been talking about. Like, I mean,
Hey, now,
it's
hold
like,
on a second, though.
why though?
You guys
Why?
are saying you miss being in the dark, but we just spent like 25 minutes talking about how we want.
Yeah,
to
you
know a
guys
little
were
bit
like,
more
we
about
need
what
to
Flash
know.
is doing.
No, but that's different. That's different.
It's
That's
kind of
different.
similar. It's kind of
It's
similar.
different.
It's a little similar.
That's a connection to a character for us. That's
It's
different.
a little similar.
Burn. Yeah.
It's a bit, but I get.
wow.
But you're right. You're right. It is. You know, it does relate because
It really just boils down to we just don't know what we want.
because a part of it is that really that excitement of like, yes, we're going to this place and there's an image, but we know. But the thing is, we're in the dark, but we know we're not going to be in the dark. So it's not necessarily it's a surprise, but it's not a surprise at the same time. But like now we don't
Surprise
know.
mechanics, but no more surprise mechanics. Let us know where we're
There's
going, but
something
don't tell us
coming,
everything.
And it's going to be
Yeah,
on this
yeah.
date, and this is when you're going to know about the secret thing. It's just like now I kind of I like to be in the dark more. That's Chris got
Should
it.
it be
Chris
should it
nailed
be
it.
like when they do their updates
Who's
for
got it?
their store, what's it called, roadmap, yearly roadmap or whatever, they'll be like, we'll get this and something secret here.
Yeah, or like block out some things
Yeah.
to like see if we're
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
an update.
And I
Like
want a
that,
little
like, are we
button
gonna
that
get a
takes
raid?
me to a screen which is black, and there's just nothing there.
Yeah.
It's like it's a surprise. We don't know, but I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna change their cadence, and I'm thinking they're gonna go back to some. I think they're gonna do something new that is not
see.
gonna necessarily be as predictable
Guild
every year.
Wars 3. Guild
Wars 3.
Guild Wars 3.
Mistbound. So are we all
knows?
talking really quickly
Maybe.
before I have to go?
Yeah, we are gonna
they
stop. We are gonna stop actually as well.
They trademarked a new thing called
Okay.
Mistbound,
Yours.
Yes.
Ooh.
and
Yours.
I mean, obviously, we all know that means Guild Wars in space,
If space equals myths, yeah.
Pigs in space.
which is what I've been saying this entire time. I think
I'm
for the
support you,
last
dude.
10,
I'm with
a
you.
full decade, every third podcast I've been on, I
I
have
was going to
mentioned
say,
Guild Wars in
was gonna say,
space. We're
every single
eventually
time.
going to space.
every single time. You've been saying this
yeah.
since maybe even. I want to go back and watch the first episode you're on, which is probably like the second or third one, or even maybe not the first.
I think it's the second.
And
I think it's the
see
second. Yeah.
if that's when you like if someone can tell me and DM me on Discord when the first time Boots mentioned this, I will give you a 400 gem code. I will literally do that.
Definitely, it predates Lightbringers. It predates Lightbringers for sure.
No, but I mean in the Lightbringers universe.
Oh yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's very possible.
Question, Boots.
Yes.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for Space Marine? Are you looking for like a magical version of
No.
Stargate? What are you?
No,
What are you...
so you know how when you go to the mist
both,
sometimes,
please.
whether it be the fractals of the mists or like when you get punted out there with Bram for no reason, you
Oh
you
God,
end up
please! I don't want that.
sometimes-
That's so true.
you end up sometimes on like these space rocks in the middle of space. I think it doesn't need to be spaceships versus spaceships, but it would be a nice surprise if the gods have gone out to like worlds where there is that stuff going on, and then you get to experience that as well.
I like space.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm really thinking is Mistbound is we are leaving Tyria to go to explore the mists, whether that be I always kind of refer it back to more of a like Magic the Gathering kind of lore situation where you have planeswalkers
Yes.
Okay.
and I think it's like that more likely than not. Anyway, yeah.
That's cool.
God, I mean, what I said on my video when I was talking about like predictions for what was going to happen in this patch, where I got completely wrong. I said that I would love for Mistborn to be like us going to the human original homeworld, but it being a kind of a dystopian version of our real world after like a massive mist invasion, and that way they could like bring in a load of like modern aesthetics without like breaking the fourth wall, and maybe we get to understand that threat. Maybe that's the threat that he was like pontificating about that drove him to kind of ascend, was the threat that drove out the humans from their original home. And I thought that would be like a nice tie-in where you could get some like god action as well, like a six true god action as well, which I thought would be nice.
Yeah. Well, I think for a lot of times that I brought up the Guild Wars in space, I always said that the motivation would be to go and hunt down the gods. But I don't think that's what it's going to be. It might be that Vlox.
Sign me up.
Maybe Vlox is the thing he needs to do is go kill the gods, and then we have to go chase him to make sure he doesn't. Who knows?
Also,
Choose on the other foot. We now no longer are killing gods. We are defending them.
I just want to mention as well, like Chloe from ArenaNet, who is obviously like, pretty big deal in the whole like expansion and the story and a lot of the things of what we've been talking about, just said this was a really great, valuable discussion about the story. Super appreciate your guys' different perspectives and interpretations. There are a lot of good pieces of feedback to chew on, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you all think of the next update. Which is really nice. I got like goosebumps from
Wait,
just
where?
like having that reply. It's on Blue Sky. Replied to a tweet. It was really
I was
nice.
super
They've been
mean.
watching.
If I get kicked out of the part of the program,
No, they know it's not about us criticizing their skill and talent, because that is not really in question in a general way. It's just more of like how we're taking things in. Wait, what? Sorry.
I'm trying to find it.
It's just a reply to my Blue Sky post
Oh,
about the
period.
podcast.
Yes.
I don't remember what I said about the story.
I'm very, very excited. I think that's the one reason why I'm locked in onto this roller coaster ride, because I was already kind of anticipating that we're going to go into a mists direction. And I think that everything that we've been doing has been a setup for some type of larger adventure into the mists, which then could perhaps be utilized as to some transition type thing. But I'm I'm very, very. My interest is peaked, and I'm peaking. No.
Okay.
I want to swap brains with you. I
Time
want
to
to
end.
be. I want to be in love with the story.
Let's
I want to be in
end.
love with the story. I'm just not at the moment.
It's okay.
That's the
It's really
truth.
okay. I did. The piece of it which I found, I did find it very funny. I love the Cuda stuff. I really love the Cuda stuff. Whenever they come on, I'm just like, their voice is so wonderful, and the voice acting is really cool. Just the people around the map as well. Like, there's a new a female presenting voice that just gave me like the chills of like just explaining some stuff. I can't remember who it was. I think it's a Nord near the forge, and I was just like, whoa, this is a new voice. This is cool. There was a more variety of voices. I feel like that I definitely heard some newer ones, I think, that I've not heard before. Anyway, we got to go. We will see you not next weekend. I'm not here, I'm away. But we will probably be back the weekend after. Maybe I don't know what we're going to talk about. Today we may even do some Guild Wars, but we can probably go into the map, and we may even play just like the story and really comment more in depth about each episode, but not go through as much as we possibly can and just plan it a little bit. 'Cause it's a lot.
I would love to, especially with Fornax, because I feel like we have we're in
Absolutely.
2 different camps, and this is like, we need the fire and ice. We need the
I think it
dichotomy.
You know what you should
Be
do?
valuable.
You should, in the next update, you should play the story together.
Oh,
Oy.
I mean, that
Okay.
sounds like a good idea.
I would be down. You know what? Hey, if we all
I
do
want your
like a final
positivity. You can take
playthrough-
my negativity, and we'll see if we can balance each other out.
I think it would be also interesting because you could discuss your findings as you go along. Because like it's easy
Yeah.
to like go through a story and then have an opinion and then confirm your biases the whole way
Yeah.
through. But if you have someone to talk to about each individual thing and like see different perspectives as you go, it might be interesting.
That's why it's nice to stream it.
I'm down,
Also,
especially
I
for the
would like
final
to finish
update.
Reforged, by the way, because we were playing through it, and I'm waiting to finish that dungeon. So
That dungeon. We need one
to
more
get
quest.
together and do that.
We
Yeah.
actually do need to go do that. That's true. All right, we'll see where we
Please.
go.
I'm stuck in prophecies, and I want to move on.
Okay.
I need to
We're
find a hero.
going to end the show first so we can get to the
Yes.
next week.
Fine.
All right, everyone. If you want to
Fine.
find out where people do the things, you can find out below. They talked about it at the beginning of the show as well. Thank you so much for watching the Lightbringers podcast. If you could like, comment, subscribe, that would be massively appreciated. Also, if you want to review this wherever, like give it stars or thumbs up wherever you watch or listen, I'd massively appreciate it as well. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a good rest of your week, weekend, day, morning, Pentecost, Christmas, Pancake Day, or Sheriff Tuesday or whatever. And we'll see you next time on Lightbringers podcast. Well,
Hey guys, it's
Oh,
French
give money to
Toast
Tyrion Pride
Friday.
as well, please. Money,
Yes.
your money. Give the money to Tyrion Pride.
yes,
thank
there will
you.
be a link in the description as well for Tyrion Pride. You can also do it in this chat right here. Please donate anything you can. Muchly appreciated. We'll see you soon. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
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 Bye.